Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the CCS Diamond League. I'm Redakted, joined tonight by Llama, and we have ourselves one heck of a game. It's going to be iconic Ascendance against We Love Solbert Chazz It Up. Llama, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. Great to see WLS Chazz it up come back in. This will be the first time watching IA play and casting their game. So, man, WLS, this is going to be an exciting match, and there's a lot of stakes for this, right, Redakted? Like, man, this is going to should be a spicy matchup.
Absolutely a lot of stakes. Iconic Ascendance is on the verge of clinching playoffs here, the last playoff berth in Group B for our Diamond League. All they need is literally one win. They just need one win out of a 3-game series here to clinch their way into playoffs. But once again, they're against WLS Chazz it up, who are also currently undefeated 4-0. They've only dropped one game throughout the entire season so far, split. So it's going to be a tough game to win, in my opinion. Luckily for both teams are actually playing with subs right now, so who knows how it'll turn out. It's probably going to be a pretty interesting game. But we are already into pick and bans here, Llama, so let's get right into that as well.
Yeah, you're right about the subs, and that might shake up some of this pick or ban. As we're looking at some of these new players coming in, as we look at both teams, Karaoke Machine as it's coming in as the ADC here, meaning Solbert, the team that is named after, is going to be role swapping the support for this series. So we might see a different champ pool out from him here. But a couple of these other guys I want at least to look at is a Wild Terry. He's going to be the top laner for the side of Iconic Ascendance today. This guy has a nasty Camille. He looks like a Camille one-trick on his main account with 56% win rate in like 90 games. So I'll like to see if that means that WLS Chazz it up is going to maybe adapt to that pick, put him on something less comfortable and try to force out, get him off that comfort one-trick. And if not, I kind of expect IA to pick it up pretty early in this draft phase. But some bans coming out already. We see some of these really strong supports being banned away from WLS Chazz it up, or for them against IA, the Seraphine, the Yuumi. And then other strong meta picks right now for IA getting banned, the Gnar, the Senna, champions at WLS Chazz it up. They got a deep pool, but these are things that they've excelled on in the past.
Yeah, great research there, Llama, because I definitely did not look at the OpGGs of our players because I was too busy, getting the lore, the league lore, as I like to say, in my memory banks here, as we see the Silas ban coming out for IA for their last ban with the Talia ban for Chazz it up. So we have our 3 bans, and now we're going to look at these first picks here. What does IA look to pick here first? Sivir's open, Zeri's open. Granted, the Yuumi has been banned, but definitely a lot of strong picks on the blue side that can be picked up for IA here.
And it depends if they want to go for a flex pick or a takeaway or just a strong meta. Those are typically what we see. And as you mentioned, even with the Zeri or with the Yuumi ban, it is still going to be the Zeri as a 1 blue pickup. So I'm kind of expecting WLS at this point to lock in their bot lane, pick a strong lane that they'd like into the Zeri. We have seen things like Vi picked up in the jungle position as an answer to someone like Zeri, just to really stop that mobility. But what I'm expecting is to see a really high CC support coming in for Solbert, as well as probably matching that marksman. We have seen Zeri go some other roles, but probably ADC, and matching that hyper carry with a Phelios there on B1
Phelios,
for wow. Or for R1, yeah.
They definitely, I see that as a comfort pick for Karaoke Machine. When you have a sub AD carry coming in that doesn't typically play with your roster, you want to put them on something that they're comfortable playing with, and then the rest of the team can, adjust around it accordingly. So Aphelios still a really great pick, still a pretty strong pick, just a little bit lower in the terms of tier priority for the AD carries, but still a great pairing with that Lulu being piloted by Solbert there.
Yeah, and I did look up again with Karaoke Machine coming in as the ADC. I pulled up his OP just to see if there's any of that kind of finger in. He has some ADC games. His most played is Misfortune, but actually no Aphelios in the match history. So maybe he's hiding on a second account, Redacted. I feel like Aphelios is not really a champ you can just kind of pilot for the first time in a Diamond competitive amateur game. So maybe there's some of that knowledge from previous, but maybe it's a response to the Zeri, and into the Lulu, they decided to pick Rakan, so that kind of gives them some hybrid in and out. And now at this point, typically a blind pick jungle is what you'll see, something that's going to be strong in the meta, works well with his team comp, could be a frontliner, or some kind of flex pick to take us in the second half. So we'll see what Iconic Ascendance needs to pick up, and the Viego is kind of that strong jungle pick we were talking about. He's gotten some nerfs here. kind of indirectly with the Divine Slanderer getting nerfed 3 or 4 batches in a row here. So maybe he's going to optimize toward more of a Kraken Slayer kind of build, or maybe even going Triforce if the team comp allows that. I'm seeing a couple kind of hover picks coming in. You know, you'll see Chazz it up, probably matching the jungle position. Trundle's what I'm liking best out of what's been hovered. We'll see if that does get locked in. It has strong dueling into the Viego early in the jungle. And with 0 seconds on that pick counter, it's going to be a last second swap to Hacker instead, giving them frontline engage.
Yeah, definitely. That's a very interesting pick here from the side of Chazz it up. But yeah, they do match up. They pretty much have matched up their entire draft verbatim from their opponents on the other side, which now means we'll look to see bans coming into the mid lane pool and top lane for both sides respectively. I'm very curious as to what Chazz it up are going to ban here first. It looks like the answer will be, okay, my client likes to troll me and take a while to... Oh, actually, okay, it's a Yone ban. My client was not trolling me.
No, actually,
my browser, I said client, my browser was not trolling me. All right, so it is a Yone ban there for the side of Chazz it up on the R4 ban. And now IA will be looking for their B4 ban here, and it's going to be the Ahri. So no assassin here for random capitals.
Yeah, and I'll be curious if Chazz it up decides to take away this Camille as a 5th ban. Again, as I said, something Wild Terry pilots a lot in solo queue. Maybe they just say they have an answer for it, and maybe with some of the appealing, like a Lulu Polymorph, they have enough for it, and really are opting into some of those mid lane prio picks. You know, Random Capitals has taken over games in the past in some of his picks. A lot banned away. We've seen him play the Talia, seen him play the Silas. I'm sure that Ahri is something he's really comfortable with as well. In their matchup here in the past, during the lock-in tournament, we actually saw Random Capitals on a Corki mid as well. You know, it's a little bit earlier, maybe have some more of that strength. But typically what you'll see is you'll save the counter pick until the 5th position, the very last pick, to see the whole comp. And with no hesitation, Random Capital says, lock me that Akali here. We're taking it.
Absolutely. The assassin locked in for Random Capitals here. Granted, it could be a flex, and Super Yacht could pilot it as well. As we saw Matt G pilot it yesterday in our Plat League. But more likely, I do see that going into the, actually, and now that Akali might go top into the hands of Super Yacht, since Iconic Ascendants have drafted the Vigar there. Akali is a champion that likes a lot of mobility, and Vigar will stifle that, definitely with the Event Horizon there to try and lock her up within the cage and ensure that she doesn't have room to get around. But granted, once that cooldown does come down, Akali will have more engage power onto the Vigar with all of her tools in her kit. So we'll see where that Akali goes. And okay, yeah, it looks like Akali will go mid, as we are seeing the Fiora being hovered for Chazz it up right now. And I did lock in the orange, so a Wild Terry playing that weak side tank assassin AD carry mage that we all know and love to hate once we get like 15 to 25, 30 plus minutes into the game. Yeah. And they actually might change their mind here, and we now see the Gwen hover for Chazz it up, and it will be the Gwen locked in for Super Yacht here. So Gwen, a very good champion into the Ornn, has a lot of damage, that true damage to actually cut down this tanky champion that Ornn is. And we have our draft here.
Yeah, these are some interesting picks, I think, in the second half. I find it interesting for Iconic to blind pick something like a tank Ornn. Like you said, that's a champion that offers a lot to the team, whether it's utility, can play weak side, and later into the game, don't forget those ornaments that he can give his teammates. Once he hits that level 14 spike, you're going to see these mythic items for IA starting to get upgraded, and that just gives them a huge spike in power. So that's something I'll want to look at as we get into this mid-game, later game of the fight. Is Ornn able to get online with levels? That's what we need to see from him. Meanwhile, it kind of gives a free counter pick. Gwen is a champion we've seen in competitive a lot. As you said, the true damage cut down with her scissors to go snip, snip, and just cut down these tanks. It's a great frontline damage dealer as well. Again, later into the team fight, can match the scaling. But she did see a little bit of hits on this most recent patch, this 12-15. Some of her true damage in the middle of her snip when she cuts her scissors got reduced from 75% true damage to only 50% now. So a little bit less lethality on what's actually coming out, but it'll pair really nicely with Hecarim on the back line. And as we were talking about with this draft, Veigar has a great cage. I like to call it the baby cage that he throws down to try to keep all of these players staying away and not being able to dash or dip or dodge through it. But as you said, that's a really important cooldown in these team fights. And if that's down, it might just give the go button to see something like this onslaught from Hecarim just diving onto these carries. Veigar is really immobile, Viego as well if he can't get out. But, Zeri and Rakan have to navigate these fights really well. So it's an interesting draft overall. Is there something standing out for you, at least, as we look at these team comps coming together on what team you're favoring or what composition or any of that that's kind of really standing out to you, Redakted?
Yeah, actually, so, while you were making some great analysis there, I was starting to take a look at what both teams have drafted, and I'll start with Iconic Ascendance. They definitely have a lot more, it's not too much, but they have a little bit more CC than the side of WLS does, with the Ornn Engage, the Baby Cage, the Viego Stun, and Rakan. So they have a lot of CC, which means to me is that they're going to definitely look for a lot more team fights around neutral objectives or just in general, eventually, because Ornn will not be able to handle Gwen in the side lane. So that's what I see a lot from their draft here.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the side of WLS, though, I don't really see a lot of CC at all. If any, the Hecarim Fear and the Lulu Polymorph with the Wild Growth, because it is a knockup. I would say that's about it. That's all the CC. Aphelios has the Gravitum Gum, the Gravitum Gun, which can root a champion into place, but that is more of... That depends on the rotation of his weapons at the time. Yeah. So I see WLS looking to play a lot of a much more skirmish-heavy style. We'll probably see them go more of a 1-3-1, a 4-1 split style. But they'll have to be very careful when they do that and ensure that they don't give kills to Iconic Ascendants early, so that way their split isn't impeded later in the game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how these comps play out. This is a team, WLS, you said, completely undefeated. So we'll see if that happens on the Rift this game as well. And remember, Iconic Ascendants, they need one game of these next three, if it's a 3-game series, to clinch their spot in playoffs. So lots on the line for these two teams, and we'll see what happens when we hit the Rift.
Absolutely, absolutely. But before we take a short break, I'm going to ask you, Llama, it's coming. I'll give you the pleasure of this, though. Do you want to predict the series winner now, or do you want to go game by game as we look at drafts?
Well, I think at this point today, I'm going to say WLS takes the series, and I think that's hedging my bets. I'm taking safety on that one.
And what's your score?
I'm going to say 2-1. I want to see a 3-game series out of these two teams. I want to see Iconic coming back. I'm going to say with this comp right now, Iconic has a way to win this game pretty easily.
So what you're also saying is that Iconic will also get into playoffs, because once again, they just need a win. They just need a win. If they don't get a win in this series, ROTM Crowstorm will actually be our next team that gets into playoffs over Iconic Ascendants, I believe. So,
I'm kind of expecting. I think Iconic can win this game with the late game scaling they got. And again, we'll see what happens there. But maybe a reverse sweep here. I don't think WLS is loving their comp, but this is a team, again, undefeated match score. They only dropped one game ever this entire season. So, man, they're still, I can't count them out, especially, based on their low CC comp.
That's fair enough, fair enough. All right, but we're going to take a short break as we prepare for game 1 of this 3-game series. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everyone, as we are here for Game 1 of Iconic Ascendance against WLS Chazz It Up, and we're going to have ourselves a 5-point lineup here in the river. No shenanigans from either of these teams. They're just going to stare each other down across the rifts. Question for you, Llama, while we have a lot of dead air right now, calm time, I'll say. Any summoner spells look interesting to you? Any runes look interesting to you?
You know, as I'm looking kind of across at both of these teams, I'm not surprised to see 4 teleports being taken onto the Rift. This is a summoner spell that seems kind of impossible to find the balance between amateur play, competitive, and then like solo queue. Both of these teams saying we want to be able to take some of this skirmishing, but and be able to match around the map with these teleports. However, the one thing that's kind of jumping out is Terry's Ignite in the top lane. Sometimes you'll see Ornn take Ultimate Spellbook or something to be able to swap that out and maybe go Exhaust Ignite or something like that and then have the teleport later on. But with him taking the Ignite in the top lane, I wouldn't be surprised if there might be some shenanigans trying to trade back aggressively into Super Yacht. But Super Yacht's a super top laner, and as the sub coming in, I'll be kind of surprised if they can pick up anything there. So other than that, nothing else is really catching my eye. There's a parity with the heal versus Ignite in the bot lane, but both bot lanes do have an exhaust. And as you said, with that 5-point at level 1, it's kind of meaning that I expect these teams to kind of play that sort of way. We didn't see any crazy level 1 action, and I think that's kind of what this early game is going to look like, about playing safe, playing reserved, Chazz it up, really not wanting to give any early advantage that might spell their doom. And, you know, Random Capitals has been known to take over these team fights on Akali later on. So I expect the action to be later into the game, and we'll see if these summoner spells have any impact on that too.
Absolutely, absolutely. And yeah, you don't typically see Ornn with the teleport Ignite. That's usually reserved for a Riven or Fiora or the Gwen. But
or Sejuani. Like, she's been taking a top lane. I've been surprised about that, yeah.
Yeah, but I guess while Terry wants to, he's definitely choosing violence tonight on the Rift, as we all know Ornn can do a lot more damage than a lot of people give him credit for, as we see the Event Horizon from Severed coming out, and it will dissuade Birdo from trying anything further. he'll just back off and await this scuttle to spawn in the topside river.
Yeah, we noticed the 4 camp coming out from Birdo, kind of already skipping over that red buff, just getting some information on where Zohair started and where he's going. At this point, they know that Zohair has started topside and moved down, meaning that trade of Scuttle Crabs there. And, well, Terry's not afraid to be traded on to Super Yacht in the top lane, and these top laners are already duking it out back and forth, but we'll see if Birdo can make something happen up here.
Yeah, Super Yacht has been ignited, and the first blood given over to Wild Terry, but Birdo is here looking to kill Wild Terry in retribution. Wild Terry almost going down, but Birdo is able to get the kill, 1-for-1 for both sides right now. The action continues as we see them skirmishing in the bot lane, but nothing's gonna come of it as Zohair just backs off and he's taking that scuttle. But keep your eyes on Random's capitals there. It looks like he might know that the jungler's there. He's just gonna ward to make sure that the iconic Ascendance jungler does not try to gank him any later.
Yeah, and we do see Zohair having that green light after the Hecarim showed and tried to dive the tower and got the return kill on Terry to really give this pressure into the bot lane of Iconic Ascendance. They're able to hold this wave there. Both the top laners had to teleport to get back to the lane. And we see Birdo still hovering up there. As I said, he hasn't taken his red buff yet. His Echo Rotation just spawned, and you'll see that the ping from Zohair went onto that Raptor or the Gromp camp there in the bot lane because it's 4:35. His Second Rotation is up. They don't know that Birdo's still top lane. We see the wards in the topside river, both showing the Scuttle Crab as well as the lane ward. There's an angle for Birdo here if he wants to stay on the map to re-gank this topside as the lane's pushing in, but that pressure is already deciding not to go. You know, maybe if your WLS Chazz it up, you say, oh, geez, this guy does know how to fight top lane. But I do want to see more pressure exerted into these subs because it's a big role to be holding when tournament lives are on the line. So
absolutely, and there's that Gravitum there with the root that we know Aphelios can use. That minimal CC I was talking about that is on the side of WLS here, as we saw that just displayed. Ichirat getting the knockup and ensuring that no further harass came out from the WLS bot lane. But Llama, keep your eyes at least on the mini-map right now. We might have some shenanigans going on the top side of the rift. At least, and you know what? Disregard that statement, as both the top laner and the jungler for WLS are going to recall as of right now, spend some of that gold they have, and just come back to their respective lane and jungle. So, yeah. Llama, my question for you right now is: Drake is spawning in. Actually, Drake is spawned. It's the Mountain Drake. Who's going to get this first Drake here?
Based on these lanes, neither bot lane is really strong early, and so it feels like it's a little bit of a standoff. Both Zeri and Aphelios really don't want to be dueling early in the bot lane. Random Capitals has been able to exert a lot of pressure, so if a dragon's going to be going down, it's going to be off of the back of Random Capitals pushing the lane, and then being able to rotate down to the Dragon Timer afterwards. These dragons are a lot tankier, though, and dragons aren't always winning games at this point. So I'm honestly not expecting the first dragon to go down about 10 to 12 minutes is when I expect that to maybe happen. And I'm more expecting some fights to be happening around the Rift Herald, because this Mountain Dragon's pretty tanky here, and it might not do a lot of damage, but it takes a while to kill. And, you know, this first back from the bot lane is going to be going off here. Karaoke's going to show up one more lane to reset too. And they'll both have kind of matched buys, have this Noon Quiver, so maybe a dragon's going to happen at that point, but ultimately, I'm not expecting a dragon to be going down here for another few minutes.
Oh, and that's absolutely fair. But, you know, something I also noticed was, if you take a look at that mid lane gold, Zebra is actually behind Random Capitals right now. Hold that thought, though. Perfect Execution has been launched. Primordial Burst to take Akali within a half of her health. Shuriken Flip as well. Zohair, Perfect Execution again. Zohair is down. Birdo gets the kill. They're looking for Vygar next. He's going to kite it out, though, and just chase this horse away. Itchy right here to back up his mid laner. One kill for WLS currently. Oh, another kill for WLS currently.
Yeah, and both those kills are on Birdo at this point in the game, and just great jungle awareness to be able to counter gank that mid play and that 2v2 win in their favor. So great advantage for them. He's not done.
They're not done, as Birdo using the ultimate there, but the Shuriken Flip goes wide. Severed will flash away. Random Capitals flashes forward, uses the Dark Matter there to just dissuade WLS from attacking him any further, and the Vygar will slink away within an 1/8 of his HP bar.
Yeah, that was another massive trade. And great on Birdo hitting level 6 to have that onslaught of shadows to be able to re-engage on Severed and force the flash down. And Ichirat's going to do some damage, but there's going to be no kill. And you're right, that Shuriken flip, that was the reason why that kill didn't get down onto Vygar.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
A little bit of a misplay from Random Capitals. That's kind of uncharacteristic of him. Yeah, this is going to be a fed pony going into this 10-minute mark.
Absolutely, fed pony indeed. But we know that Hakarum, he can potentially be somewhat of a carry, or at least have those very clutch plays, those clutch fears as we get later into the game. So it's not too bad that this gold is on him early in the game, but we do want to try and see Birdo get some of these kills onto Random Capitals and Super Yacht, or Karaoke Machine, all three of them literally, as we get later into this game. Super Yacht though, channeling the needle work. R1 and R2 went wide, but R3 doing a little bit of poke damage on Wild Terry there, while Terry threading this Ornhorn as he playing with his life underneath the turret here. We'll get the knockup on Super Yacht, and then we'll have to back away. But Super Yacht might be looking for it back. We'll have to see here shortly as we are watching more shenanigans in the bot lane here. Karaoke Machine does have his ultimate, so keep your eyes on that Aphelios. It is the red and green gun. He might just use that ultimate there with the green, giving him that extended range on the snipe, but he chooses not to do so. And as of right now, the bot lane of IA will just back off. Their junglers over here is here though. Yeah.
Yeah, and I do want to call attention, if there's no fighting for a moment, just what happened there. That dragon was taken earlier than I kind of called out originally, and why that happened was actually because of a mistake of Iconic Ascendance, causing them to get the dragon. The bot lane had the lane frozen against them. It felt like Soulbird and Karaoke Machine were able to hold a freeze on their side of the lane, which is why we saw that scrapping afterwards. So because of that, Snip My Diaper and Itchy Rat said, all right, well, the lane's frozen. We can't do much right now. Let's just go take the dragon instead. So it didn't seem to hurt them too much. Snip My Diaper is still up quite a bit of CS on Karaoke Machine here. And in the bot lane, it felt like it was a little bit of a wave mismanagement, but ultimately because Zohair was path to the bot side, they got that early dragon for themselves there when the fighting was going on top side. So just something to call attention to on the macro side of things.
Yeah, and I just realized you were calling Snip My Diaper. I thought it was Snip My Dipper.
I mean, two P's.
Yeah, tomato, right? You'll call him Diaper, I'll call him Dipper.
Yeah, you know, snipping and dipping feels a little bit better than diping, but I guess Diaper has an A in there too, you know?
Yeah, as Birdo is lurking though. Super Yacht trading back and forth with Wild Terry here. There's that Gwen scaling and true damage that we were talking about. Ooh, even though it was nerfed, it does not look like it. Wild Terry missing the knockup though, as Needlework 1, 2, and 3 have now connected with the Ornn. Wild Terry will slink away. Birdo is there. Ghost has been procced. Birdo onslaught of shadows will be used here. Fear to the top. Super Yacht misses though. The wild knockup and the ignite. Super Yacht still gets the kill. Will he be able to get out? The answer is yes. And he'll claim some plate gold as well on this Gwen here. A little bit of a miscommunicated play, but they were able to net the takedown.
Yeah, and if you're Super Yacht right there, you got to be a little bit upset about those just mechanics there. As you're saying, the Needleworks kind of missed and wasn't able to take down Wild Terry after he missed the charge going in, trying to knock up Super Yacht in the top lane. And then Birdo came in as that savior. As you said, he popped the Ghost, used the Onslaught of Shadows, and then just tanked the tower. Like, let Super Yacht just auto down Terry until he died there, because Birdo was just standing there. As I said, he was going to be a big horse, and he was full health. So that allowed him to just stand there and take the tower, and Super Yacht just snipped him down one scissor cut at a time, and with some micro misplay, it really didn't matter, and now we see a kill in Super Yacht's pocket too.
Absolutely, and like I said, Llama, now Birdo, yeah, you have 2 kills, you have some good farm, you have a gold bounty, but you want to start trying getting these kills onto the late game carries of your team, and he did exactly just that. But now I think they want to punish this Gwen. Okay, never mind. It looks like they were just clearing out vision. Instead, Iconic Ascendance will be looking to take down Shelly here. 12 minutes into the game.
And I have to really applaud Iconic Ascendance looking at their macro movement. They got that first dragon early. They've rotated their support up to the top lane. It does mean that Snip is in kind of a bad situation, but able to mitigate this dive.
You see him back off.
Yep. And then this Rift Herald is going to go into their pockets as well. So really great macro movement. They need to get this Herald down within the next minute for the extra gold. And I'm kind of expecting to see Zohair maybe just dropping this in the mid lane over the wall, because remember, pre-14 minutes is when those plates are still up. And that's another 320 gold, because you can take 2 of those plates, each worth 160. So once that 14-minute mark comes, you don't get that extra gold value. So let's keep an eye on what Zohair does in these next 40 seconds on where we might be able to get this Rift Herald dropped pre-plates falling.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if I was Zohair, I would try and give the place either the Vigar or the Zeri, with Ornn being my absolute last resort, right?
Yeah,
you know,
but it's already 20 seconds till plates are gone, and he's still farming his jungle. Even though he has the Rift Herald, he's going to lose a lot of value. That's an entire kill's worth. So great macro for the objective, but I do have to critique that a little bit, because they're losing a lot of value from not getting the Rift Herald down in these next 5 seconds, unfortunately.
Yeah, quite unfortunate, but you know, maybe they're saving it for a play we don't know about. Who knows?
I mean, yeah, you can do it around this Dragon Timer now, potentially.
Exactly. But right now, WLS do have priority around the Drake. You see they have plenty of vision, even vision behind it as well for the TP flank. Even though, okay, Random Capital's TP is up. I was about to say Super Yacht will have that TP flank, but his TP is still currently down. But no one's looking for this Drake just yet, so maybe they will stall enough in time for this Gwen's TP to be back up when they look to take this Cloud Drake here. But there are, both junglers are on the bottom quadrant of the map currently. Zohair waiting in the bushes though, looking to take down either this Aphelios or Lulu here.
But Birdo's got some camp spawning topside, and so at this point, with just 20 seconds, he decides that he is going to bring it back down. Sack the topside camps. There goes the Herald. Now they're trying to make a play happen at the Dragon, but Random Capital is teleported in.
Yeah, exactly. And Sever does not know that Random Capitals has TP down. Watch the pings. There's a lot of action going on in this bot lane. Random Capitals on top of Zohair. Zohair already hit with the ultimate. We're getting violence all across the rift here. So Super Yacht goes down by Wild Terry with the Ignite Ornhorn. And Random Capitals and the rest of WLS, we're not able to find anything in the bot lane. So currently, Iconic getting 1 for nothing in favor of Wild Terry there in the top lane. But WLS are now going to look for this Cloud Drake here.
But with Terry getting the solo kill, he's able to channel the teleport. He might not have that Call of the Forge God, but now they have numbers.
Capitals, Shroud, stunned. Akali is dead. I don't know if that was a good idea. They're going to contest this Drake. They do get the Drake, but will they keep their lives? Karaoke stunned. Lulu Sober will have to flash out. Birdo will run away as well, as now Iconic are chasing down WLS here. You can tell they really want to get at least this 1-game win on their scoreboard there to clinch that playoff spot for themselves.
Wow, that was a great continuation there. Really great from Iconic Ascendance to not lose any members in the bot lane, while Wild Terry got a solo kill on the Super Yacht top lane. Because of that, it allowed Terry to reset, teleport into the bot lane with full health, and once there was the support of the Ornn, even without the Call of the Forge God, the numbers advantage that was able to be generated for Iconic allowed them to push in. They didn't get the Dragon, but they got another kill on the back end, killing Solbert. Or not Solbert, who did they kill there? Karaoke Machine, it looks like.
Yeah,
yeah, and that allowed them to just mitigate that threat, kill another member, get some more gold in their pockets, and they're still down just about 500 gold. Dragons are evened up, but big credit to Terry on his macro movement and the micro solo kill top lane too.
Absolutely, as we see Random Capitals in Mortal Kombat once again with Sever here. Itchy Rat is here to assist his mid laner. Random Capitals Primordial Burst, about 1/8 of his health left. TP coming out from Super Yacht to ensure that no further shenanigans are engaged upon. So here smites the Scuttle, and now Super Yacht looking for the fight on the jungler here. Needlework 1, 2, and 3 all connect. Zohair will have to flash Heartbreaker away, and he will be able to live, but that's a lot of spells and cooldowns used to ensure that his life is not given over.
Yeah, and that was a defensive teleport from Super Yacht to mitigate the play in the mid lane, let Random Capitals escape. And it looked like Zohair just didn't really respect that, because ended up getting caught out by Super Yacht with that additional aggression, using the needlework. And as you said, forcing out the Heartbreaker and that flash. That's a 5-minute cooldown now that Zohair is missing. Will not have it for the second Herald, will not have it for this third Dragon. And now, as a jungler, those are key tools without the flash that are going to make a steal or potentially this team fight just that much harder as a Viego.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, you know, Flash about a 5-minute cooldown. The Heartbreaker is about halfway through its cooldown. Ooh, Random Capitals there, styling on Severed, baiting out the Event Horizon. That's exactly what he needs. Perfect execution. One hits Dark Matter is dodge. He has the empowered auto there. Will land. Gets another shuriken flip, but this time he dives a bit too early into the Event Horizon there, and that's what you have to be aware of when you're engaging onto this Vygar here, with the assistance of Itchy Rat to back him up. Severed gets the kill, putting this Akali 0-2-1 into the dirt currently, and putting himself with a 150 gold bounty on his head.
Yeah, call an ambulance, but not for Severed. That was incredibly well played from him there in that bot lane there. It felt like after that original Horizon was down, he didn't have the Event Horizon, that it might have been lights out, but Random Capitals with the perfect execution did not have the lethal damage. This Herald's going down in the top side because of that bot side play that they was responded to. So a free second Herald, I guess, over to WLS Chazz it up, and this game's anything but over. This is such a close mid game.
Yeah, Shelly for Iconic Ascendance, Shirley for WLS. And currently, Super Yacht getting that tier 1 turret, forcing Wild Terry to back up for the time being with the assistance of Solbert here to just threaten his safety. We see Birdo here now clearing out the blue quadrant of Iconic's jungle, ensuring that Zohair will just... Zohair is actually down quite a bit in gold. If you look at the CS difference between the junglers, Llama, I just noticed that for the first time. It's quite a strong difference in gold right now, even though the team gold is even. But, I mean, it just depends on where this gold is per champion, correct? Super Yacht will find Itchy Rat, who walks blindly into the bush. He will grant entrance away, but gets to keep his life a little bit longer.
Well, and something I want to call attention to is the vision that WLS Chazz it up established in that top quadrant that Birdo was clearing out. That allowed them to get the catch on Itchy and know where he was, even though it's been cleared out now. Less than 30 seconds down until this third dragon spawns on Summoner's Rift. And whichever team can set up that vision first now in the bot quadrant will have access into the pit first. And you already see Zohair's dancing around in the pit, jumping around in that area, trying to get some mid-priority as well. And it does look like Iconic Ascendance is the first of this play with 10 seconds till the spawn. I expect to see it play.
Iconic Ascendants are first. They are going to launch Shirley, forcing... I'm sorry, WLS will launch Shirley, forcing Iconic into a rock in a hard place. It does not kill it, though, as the minions have also spawned. They do not get the max value out of that second Rift Herald there. And now Iconic still have priority over this Hextech Drake. But however, Random Capitals does have a flank angle on the Iconic Ascendant champions here.
No polymorph.
No polymorph down, but Random Capitals does find the flank. He will get the shuriken flip, and Itchy Rat's already down. So is Zohair. The jungle for Iconic is down. WLS on a tear as they're just tearing through the entire team of Iconic Ascendance right now. And that will be the ace for WLS. And they will get the Hextech Drake. They found the fight they were looking for.
Oh my, that just felt like there is a great angle from Random Capitals and Super Yacht, and these are the players that we want to see stepping up in these team fights. That was a 5-for-0. Let's take a look at how this replay, or how this fight was set up. It looked like it might have had a catch, and the polymorph was down, but look at Random Capitals down on the side. It was a great engage from Super Yacht and Random Capitals, the Ornhorn over the back, and there is just 2 players down immediately there. Super Yacht, undeterred, takes out a third with killing Snip My Diaper there. And then with 4 down and just Terry left alive, there's no way you can take on all of WLS Chazz it up there. A clean ace from them, a Baron on the backside of it. It does mean that Iconic Ascendance is going to be able to pick up the Dragon as a consolation prize, but the Purple Worm and all 5 of your guys going to the black and white screen is definitely not a worthwhile trade if you're Iconic Ascendance.
Not a worthwhile trade indeed, as we now see I'm sorry, as we now see WLS clearing out minions, farming up more. Iconic Ascendants do want to try and put the pressure down and ensure that they have at least some pressure and minions forcing their way towards the WLS side of the rift due to that Baron buff push that they know will be coming soon. They want to try and ensure that they won't lose too much on their side of the rift when these Baron empowered minions start forcing their way onto their side of the map. And there it is. We're seeing Karaoke Machine and Sober here, just empowering these minions enough. Karaoke Machine is going to walk forward. Random Capitalist does find a flank again. He does connect with the Shuriken flip onto Snip My Dipper there. Almost takes out the Zeri, but it's not quite enough. The Calirum connects. Onslaught of Shadows will clean up the Zeri from Birdo here, who's now going to have to find a way out. It's just the orange in front of him, though. He should be able to walk that one out. Super Yacht now stuck between an Event Horizon and a Viego. Viego gets his revenge with the assist of Vygar there. So Hair is here while Terry gets the orange horn on Karaoke Machine. So will have to use his ultimate, and they're gonna give the Lulu over as the next sacrifice. WLS may have bitten off more than they can chew. They're going to take the Hextech gates to escape and retreat for now, and they'll be satisfied with that current push. Remember, this was a 21-minute Baron, essentially, for the side of WLS here. So, it's okay that, I mean, sure, they didn't want to lose that many buffs, but it's okay that they did with this current fight.
Yeah, and I think that that was only the second tower of the game to go down. It felt like maybe Snip My Diaper and Itchy Rat were a little bit too far forward there as the wave was coming into them. They did not have that top quadrant warded around, which gave Random Capitals the angle in. And as you said, he almost had that execution. However, it was not quite perfect enough onto Snip My Diaper, and it forced Birdo to have to play super deep to be able to finish the Zeri there. And because of that, Severed and Zohair caught up Super Yacht in the bot side. And that, but now Severed might be the one getting caught.
Severed is definitely caught as the Onslaught of Shadows gets the fear. Super Yacht takes down Severed. The Vygar is down, and so is this tier 1 turret next.
And I really got to
looking for more, though. Looking for more. Birdo gets the charge. Itchy Rat will grant your answers away, but Shuriken flip does connect. Random Capitals has to go into stasis to ensure he doesn't die underneath this turret. He will be ignited. Terry gets the on horn knockup on a couple of members, and the rest of WLS is here to assist their team.
Yeah, the rest of WLS is here, but look where the rest of Iconic is. We have Viego clearing the golems in top lane and trying to help out Snip up in the top lane as well, but it means it's a 4v2 bot lane, and while Terry can't hold this, but don't overchase.
We can take this. Yeah, we can definitely take this. Super Yacht should be able to at least defend his tier 2 turret there. What? WLS are just going to back off. Interesting. Yeah. Lots of things coming out for the Drake. I mean, Drake is spawning in a minute 40. I think they could have pressured it a bit more, but
there are still about 90 seconds here, so both teams are going to be taking some resets here. It felt like Zohair might have been able to support that bot side play, but Severed, again, getting caught too far out with no vision. That's been the story of this game. They are allowing WLS Chazz it up to get flank angles. Random Capitals and Birdo have these massive flanks, collapsing with more members than Iconic can bring to these team fights, and it's causing these picks in really awkward situations where they think they have safety around a tower, but either the tower goes down or they can just overwhelm with manpower and absolutely crush through Iconic in some of these key fights. And they're doing a great job holding and not having too much damage on the back end of it. But look at this vision on the map. All that bot side is all controlled from the red team here. And WLS is doing an impeccable job with team vision control with these pink wards, with these regular wards. And it means that Itchy Rat just needs to run around trying to sweep them all out. And Random Capitals is always looking for that bush to sneak around in. And we'll see if he can find another angle when this fight happens in 30 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. Iconic are a little bit on the back foot here. They are down about 4K gold. Random Capitals has been finding the flanks and the angles here to ensure he gets into the back line and at least puts the panic and fear into this Vygar and Zeri here.
But and then on top of that, Capitals, he has the angle again.
Exactly.
And he's not got spotted. He's sitting on another pink ward. This dragon is up now, and Capitals is still on the side. He's sitting in the shadows, waiting for his moment to be perfectly executing the enemy members. The dragon has not been started yet. Trying to bait them into the space.
Iconic. They are debating if they want to contest this hashtag trick here, or if they just want to give it up and force mid. They now will see random Capitals on that pink ward there. So here flashes in. So here steals the Drake. And Very Horizon will keep the Gwen locked up for a bit. In the middle, she goes into stasis though. Sober and Karaoke Machine are still alive. Aphelios dashing away, dealing with this Ornn here, while the complete back of Iconic have been shoved down to about a quarter of their health bars. Random Capitals is just going crazy, and Karaoke Machine gets the quadra kill. That's another ace for WLS. They're playing these team fights so pristinely, and they will look to get a second Baron here at 28 minutes into the game.
Yeah, another ace and another Baron. Look how this was set up, a great steal here. Berto has a big engage, and looks like they might get Super Yacht caught, but Random Capitals again onto the back line. Berto looks like he doesn't have enough, but Zohair over chases, wants to get the reset, but it's not there. Karaoke Machine is free firing, still 90% health. Random Capitals cleans up the backside. Karaoke Machine with a quadra kill there. It felt like Zohair over chased, trying to get a reset onto Berto, and because of that, it let the free hitting from Aphelios. This guy's on 2.5 items now, and even though Snip is as well, he's not dishing out nearly as much damage in these team fights with these little BBs and these pellets that Karaoke Machine was able to do with that fight as Aphelios. So now another Baron. That's the third dragon, though. So point to Iconic, this game is not over yet, but they need to try to end on this push. We see it, WLS has a Baron. How are they going to use it? Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and I think, oh boy, a Super Yacht will be found. Everfrost will keep him rooted in place, and
oh my god!
The Gwen is just punished for a little bit, overstepping just a little bit. Random Capitals looks to be next. Ichirat wants to continue the push. He will get the knockup on the Akali there. Karaoke Machine using his grab for them to keep the rest of IA away. Soulbird will be given over as a sacrifice. WLS will have to back up for now. They still have 3 Baron buffs though, but IA want to push the pressure, want to push the tempo, and they're gonna look for this mid lane turret.
Now they have 5v3 on the map. I thought it was Super Yacht who was going to be catching Severed, but instead it's him getting absolutely blasted. Now they can chase. It's a 5v3. Forced to disengage.
Exactly.
4 minions left alive.
Birdo, forced to use that Onslaught of Shadows there to forced to disengage. Event Horizon has been putting in so much work. Severed landing these CC baby cages really well and ensuring that it makes it that much harder for Random Capitals to look for a flank or an engage onto that Vygar there. Birdo, though, is around the corner. WLS, he has teleported, and they want to look for the fight. The health bars are low. Needlework 1 proc. Birdo will get the knockup on a Wild Terry. Random Capitals has been stunned, though. The Shuriken Flip did connect. He going for it. He will be charmed. He will be knocked up, though. And Vygar gets the shutdown gold. Random Capitals, you're a bit too aggressive there, my buddy, and you are punished for your hubris. But Karaoke Machine is still strong. Super Yacht is still alive. WLS will take down the tier 2 turret. They're going to look for the inhibitor turret next. My Dipper and Severed are doing the best they can. Birdo is focusing down this Zeri here. Birdo will go down though, but Severed and Super Yacht are in battle. Super Yacht will take down Vygar. My Dipper looks to be next. But Snip gets it. Karaoke Machine is still healthy though with the assistance of that Lulu. Double kill for Karaoke Machine and Soulbird with the assist. They're gonna get this inhibitor, and WLS, they are a scrappy team, and this is how they thrive, Llama. I've said this all season that like this team's aggressiveness and scrappiness it's insane sometimes, like how aggressive and scrappy they are, and that you think they should lose some of these fights, but they just play their team fights really well. So
yeah. And it felt like there was a moment where the tide completely shifted, that Iconic had a
I guess there's probably a pause. Yeah, they probably, good thing for spectator delay, right?
Had so much pressure in the mid lane, and then he reset. And so when the teleport, Super Yacht, big applause to him for Super Yacht finding the flank angle with the teleport. It meant that WLS Chazz it up, was able to push the tempo all the way back, claiming an inhibitor for themselves. Yeah, maybe Random Capitals went too far, but you said this is a scrappy team, and in 20 seconds I expect to see even more scrap. This could be the soul for Iconic if Zohair can claim it with another steal.
Absolutely. And just some news for you here, my friend Llama. Hold that thought, though. As we're getting another TP coming out from Random Capital, Super Yacht will use the Zanyas. Their Onslaught of Shadow goes wild. So does the Shuriken Flip. Itchy Rat using that ultimate there. Super Random Capitals in the stasis. And nothing will come from that fight. It looks like both teams really wanted to take the other team down, but the rest of their team was not there to back them up to do enough adequate damage. So they will just disengage for now.
He has Flash, he has Heart, or does not Heartbreaker. Can he go?
Zohair is going for it. Zohair gets it. He will be able to steal it. The Hextech Stone does go to Iconic Ascendance. They get the, and they're gonna get out of dodge.
How is Berto losing these smites? Zohair is on point. That is a massive steal from him, but now they have to defend. It's only 4 members for Iconic.
Berto's looking to stop the back. Berto's looking to stop the back. I think Berto and Sober are looking to stop the backs, while meanwhile Random Capitals and Aphelios are looking to push down these Nexus turrets. I think WLS just want to try and end. They are doing, this Orin is doing the best he can.
Oh no!
Karaoke's stuck in the stun, and he's taking down WLS.
Now Terry, this
is Sober is going to be killed, and now IA are on the tails of WLS here. Super Yacht's going to be the next to go down. Random Capitals will slink away. Will he be able to get away? We'll have to wait and see. Snip My Dipper, though, with the skates activated. Vigar with in tow. Itchy Rat looking. They're cleaning out these minions. I think they're going to look for this inhibitor turret here first. Maybe the inhibitor and perhaps the... Oh, yeah, there are no minions, though. Oh, they have an orb, and they're going to tank up this turret here. They're going to then get the inhibitor.
Onslaught of Shadows is there.
Onslaught of Shadows is there.
This is really risky.
They do not have their Aphelios, though. They'll probably just take the inhibitor, and they're going to back off.
But Super Yacht has the teleport. We'll see if he tries to make something happen. The Baron is spawning in 4 seconds. They cannot give this up if you're WLS. Chazz it up. Meanwhile, you cannot reset. You cannot trade the mid inhibitor for a Baron. Both teams forced to stay on the map, and now they want to try to get a pick and set something up. If they can get Karaoke Machine again, this game might be theirs. But look, Berto has a flank, and now what are they going to do? Who are they going to collapse on?
Karaoke Machine might be spotted. My Dipper, though, by himself. The quickness and the knockup on Slide of Shadows, and Berto is down. The jungler is down. Random Capitals and Super Yacht in the middle. That needlework is doing so much work, though, so much damage from the Gwen. Random Capitals able to take down the Ornn there. Double kill for the Gwen as well. And only Zeri is left alive with the jungler in tow. And oh my goodness, Mama, this fight is just insane.
They just want to end, but there's going to be a super wave. They do have minions with them, though. They have an entire wave that needs to be cleared out if they want to end this game. The Baron is alive. WLS is opting not to take it and play for the win. It is a 4v2 for the next 20 seconds. Ichirat is up in 15. We need to see if they can clear out this wave.
Yeah, they need to see if they can clear out this wave.
I think WLS, they have the soul.
They really want this win. Yes, that Hextech Soul on Zeri is insane. But so is the damage of WLS. They've already taken down both Nexus turrets. But Aphelios is down. Gwen is next. So is the Lulu. And all of IA are alive. Only Hecarim is left. They're going to look to push up mid lane next. Will IA be able to take this win and clinch their playoff berth?
But look, there's a ward in the base. If the game is not over in 40 seconds, Random Capital will be alive, and his teleport might be there as well. It looks like this is a guy that has that teleport on the reset, and there's a ward in the base that is not getting spotted. In 25 seconds, Random Capitals might be able to backdoor and end the game if this game is still going at that point. But we see 4 running down mid. Berto also looking for the back door. Can Wild Terry stop him? Is anyone else going to match it? They have a wave. Berto looking for the end. Onslaught of Shadows.
Llama, we have ourselves a base race. Zohair, Itchy Rat, Snip My Dipper, and Severed on the Nexus turret. He doesn't have enough damage, though. He does. And Iconic Ascendance do it. They clinched their playoff berth. They have made their way into Diamond playoffs, and they take game 1.
And what a way to take game one for Iconic Ascendance. That game was back and forth. Oh my gosh, I felt like I was getting way too hyped there. Ultimately, it came off big performances from Zeri late game and Severed. I didn't see what his final stacks were, but he was over 300 additional AP on top of the death cap and 4 items completed, and was able to blow up some of these key members like Akali and Gwen for WLS. That's a big win for them, and the series isn't over, but Iconic's got to feel pretty amazing with that win, especially with Wild Terry, the sub top laner with a big performance, and Zohair, amazing dragon steals to get the soul, keep their team in the game, and net them the win.
Yeah, great steals from Zohair here. That is a really good jungler, and Iconic Ascendance played that really well, keeping their mental cool despite the gold deficit they were in, and they were able to net the win. We're going to cut to a short break, though, as we prepare for game 2, so we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everyone, as we are here in the Game 2 draft, WLS against Iconic Ascendance. It's gonna be quite a spicy one, as we are seeing the Yumi and Seraphine band here from WLS. Iconic with the Nar band currently, and we'll see what they're gonna ban here next. Llama, what are your thoughts on how WLS want to play this this next game here, given their current bans?
I think the mistake from WLS in that first game was they didn't draft enough CC. We do know this is a very scrappy team. We see lots of success coming off.
I don't think CC was the problem for them, actually, though. Even though they didn't have it, I think they were too overeager.
And maybe it was that. Maybe they're looking for catches a little bit too aggressively. That Sever did a great job at really mitigating. But when you have your two main carries, which are Super Yacht and Random Capitals, both of them have lots of damage on Gwen and Akali, but none are really bringing any CC to the team. And so it means you're relying on Birdo to get some crowd control, or as you said, the Aphelios. Right? Wasn't that their team as well there?
Yeah, they had Aphelios and they had Lulu.
Yeah, the Lulu as well. So, like maybe there were those options from WLS with some of that damage, but like it did feel like Snip got pretty far ahead and is so slippery in these fights. I didn't really see him going down at all. He had the least deaths in the entire for his entire team there that game. And he was able to navigate these fights really well, picking up the extra Maw of Malmortius as well for some of the AP assassination from Super Yacht and Random Capitals. So what I'd like to see from WLS in the second game is to lock down Snip just a little bit more aggressively, as well as shutting down Severed, because that guy had a massive performance. Instead, the first pick from WLS Chazz It Up is going to actually be to take away Zohair's Viego. And that is a little bit of CC. It's also resets, and for a scrappy team, getting the resets with Viego where you can turn into the enemy characters if you kill them is really high value. And we'll see if Iconic Ascendance has a counter matchup prepared here. I expect to see a jungle matchup and either blinding a bot laner or maybe a support, but I expect to see a jungler and an ADC picked up as the response from Iconic, and we'll see the Talia right away. Could be a flex. We'll see if maybe Severed wants to play it. I kind of expect it to go jungle into the Viego. And we'll see what their marksman pickup might be as well. The Sever, hey, you've been talking about that. You think you're going to see it this game?
I'm not too sure. As hold up.
Okay, that's the hover. Okay, they're trying to get us excited.
And don't tease me like that. I really want to see Nine. I was wondering why we haven't seen it yet. You know, he has been activated or at least unlocked on the CCS now, but no team has played her just yet. My thing though is I do like the Viego locked in so far for WLS here with the Talia Ezreal for Iconic Ascendance. So I'm just wondering. There it is. Alright, okay. So WLS, a lot more engage, as well as mobility this time in their draft. Paris is very interesting pick here. And
that's poke, catch.
Could be poke, could be attack speed. But yeah, also exactly CC. You know, they might be listening to this stream here and just definitely picking up a few lessons from their last game.
and Iconic, they are playing risk adverse. The Varus is locked in though, but Ezreal a very safe champion. Talia, great poke damage as well. But Iconic hasn't clinched playoffs. We were thinking after going to this series, after one win, Iconic was going to have playoffs clinched, but I've heard that they still need to win this entire series to get into playoffs.
Correct. I believe our master statistician trolled us just slightly with his wording, and yeah, that should be correct. I believe Iconic will need the entire series win to clinch playoffs. We'll have to see how that maths up towards the end.
There's some safety for them, but the Yone's kind of saying anything but safety. Yone's a champion that likes to go aggressive, trade aggressively. Varus immobile, so maybe Yone's seen that as kind of eyeing that as the target. It's also an okay Mari matchup because of the I think you can buffer maybe the charms is coming back to jump back with the E. There's some great trading patterns with Yone. And just some of these shorter trades really favor Yone because it already has wave clear, but doesn't have as much of the early game burst damage. So now we see supports man away.
And you know, we just got some just got some hot news off the CCS Discord here. So PGR have lost to Goldfish Gaming 2-0 in favor of Goldfish. So their season is over, and Elemental's Frost beat Jasmine Dragon 2-0. So Elemental's Frost will be in our playoffs. They'll probably be our third seed team in Group A. So yeah, that is our playoff picture starting to finalize its form. Wow. Our last remaining team will be decided in this series here. So I'm very excited and nervous to see how this match shapes up to be, because once again, Iconic, their playoff lives are on the line. They need the series win to ensure they're in. If they don't, then it will be our TM Crowstorm. So
yeah. So looking at what this draft is going to look like game 2, this could be the end of the series if Iconic picks up the win. Maybe WLS Chazz it up can force us to a game 3. We do see second half bans being targeted against Iconic Ascendance. Terry had an amazing Ornn performance. With the red side with a counter pick now, we're going to see the support locked in and give them the counter. And they don't want to let Camille or Aatrox be that counter pick on R5. So both of those banned away. Braum is something they don't want to deal with. Iconic does not want to deal with. Into WLS Chazz it up, as well as banning away Super Yacht's Gwyn, which had just tearing through the backline of these team fights when she was able to get access to them. So we'll see what these last 2 picks are for Chazz it up. At this point, they have a pretty flexible draft. Sejuani looks like the top lane pick. Pairs really well with Viego for the auto attacks for Sejuani get her stun. And let's see if it's an Enchanter support. As BBB Bennett said in the chat, I love Enchanters. And we will see.
Wait, which chat is that one?
This is in our CCS chat here.
Oh, the Twitch chat.
That was from the last game saying, I love Enchanters, but maybe it's going to be an aggressive Alistar instead, and it is locked in. No Enchanters here, Bennett, so sorry, nothing to love yet, but that is the CC we're talking about. Redacted, hey, maybe they overcorrected a little bit here. All these champions now bringing some sort of CC onto the Rift. And that's feeling a little bit scary.
There's CC in every champion. WLS, they.
Oh, yep, they're bringing it everywhere. Let's see if we can get Redacted back in here. But
yeah, absolutely. WLS.
The best way to stop CC is with an Olaf. You say, hey, you are all bringing CC. I can stop all of it. I think I'm getting you back here, Redacted. Hello. Are you cutting in and out for me? So Olaf 5th pick. We'll see if we can get Redacted back here in the chat as well, just in a moment.
I don't think I'm back yet. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. A little choppy, but I think I got you. All right. So anyways, while we're looking at Redacted as he's getting back in here, and we'll get a check. We do have predictions in the chat. Who will win game 2? Will it be WLS Chazz it up to tie the series? Again, that was only their 2nd game loss ever, this entire split. Will they go into a last match, maybe not undefeated? Will they tie it up? Or will we see Iconic Ascendance absolutely punching their ticket into these playoffs with a 2-0 over our number 1 seed in Group B? The drafts are done, and now it comes the picking, and this is going to be quite the game. We see some front line from Iconic with the Nautilus to lock down some of these characters. Olaf was the counter pick for Terry. When this guy had a great Ornn game, I expect anything to be happening here. But this team's kind of reliant on maybe Olaf and Yone getting ahead enough early to make something happen successfully. So at this point, what I'm kind of expecting to see is way more CC on Chazz it up. They do not want to let these players from Iconic Ascendance be running around. Talia and Ezreal, champions that do really well when they can get off their damage in extended, long team fights. And the Alistar, the Sejuani as their 4-5 pickup is saying, stop. I don't want that to happen. So it will be the Talia going to the jungle, as we were expecting. Super Yacht piloting Sejuani. A little bit less damage and agency in this champion in the early game, or in the later game, as Sejuani does have scaling, but not quite as much damage as the Gwyn that Super Yacht piloted last game. And Birdo taking the Viego as a first pick.
Am I back?
I got you now.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah,
It's
good
just
to have you
making
back,
sure.
man. I'm just going over these drafts here. Yeah, the internet is stable, and this game might be becoming unstable because these are some spicy picks coming on the Rift. You got any kind of insights where you see that draft finishing up there as well?
You know, I like the draft from both teams. There's CC, there's a lot of damage. In terms of the Olaf being top here for a while, Terry, he's just gonna nullify all of that. With the Talia pick is interesting because you know Talia jungle means you're gonna have to set up these ganks pretty well and pretty particularly. But I'm sure Zohair and Severed can definitely get the jungle combo the combos down correctly. God, I cannot talk today because of my internet issues. But anyway, yeah, so I'm pretty confident that they'll be able to do that here. But on the other side, once again, Birdo and Random Capitals as well. With the Ari Charm and Viego stun here, they'll also be able to just lock down these champions or whenever they look for these engages here. So I expect to see a lot of skirmishing early game in the jungle on the top side of the map, to be quite honest with you, from mid lane up. From in the bot lane, it's just the farm fest. I mean, of course, Alistar and Varus, they'll probably look for something come level 6, but the same can be said for Ezreal, Nautilus. They'll look to more than likely disengage or just poke the side of WLS down and then try and clean it up.
And I think you're exactly right on seeing action topside. And as you said about the supports, maybe at level 6 there's action, but both Nautilus and Alistar excel at the same thing, which is roaming. These champions, I expect and I want to see both Alistar and Nautilus making plays topside with their team up there. Olaf, pre-6, is really susceptible to ganks. Nautilus has some great hook angles onto Ari and Viego. You said they're really piling up the CC for WLS Chazz it up. So if Alistar can get into some of these plays in the mid lane as well, lock down a Talia, lock down a Yone, lock down an Olaf pre-6 or without an ultimate, there's ways for this just the CC chain to go 100-0. A concern I'm seeing might be the damage output from WLS. I said, hey, you guys need CC, but now it feels like there's so much CC with that crowd control that maybe if Ari and Varus can't find a target to lock down completely, the damage is a little bit lower there. And then there might be some kind of damage and some poke returned if they can kind of slip out from the grasp of WLS. And Iconic, if they can keep their health bars going and not be getting resets to Birdo, I think they have a very real chance of winning this late game with some of the poke of Talia and Ezreal if they don't go in.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we'll have to find out here shortly who will be the winner of this game as we're going to cut to a short break, but we'll be right back and don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss it. Welcome back, everyone, as we are live here in Game 2. WLS against Iconic Ascendance. WLS currently on the Sejuani for Super Yacht. Birdo with the Diego, Random Capital on the Ari. Karaoke Machine piloting that Ferris there, and Sober on the Alistar. Meanwhile, Iconic Ascendance, Terry on the Olaf there. Zohair with the Talia. Severed on that Yone. Snip My Dipper on the Ezreal, and Itchy Rat piloting that Nautilus. Any summoner spells or runes that look a little bit interesting to you?
Yeah, pretty standard again. Now we see instead of Terry taking the Ignite and Super Yacht on the Ghost, they are swapped. Super Yacht and Sejuani is opted to take an Ignite top lane.
They really did swap some
pull off on the Ghost there. So that's something interesting. The other thing I think to draw attention to is Snip My Dipper or Diaper, whatever he's snipping, has a cleanse on Ezreal. And hey, that's that crowd control. Remember, Cleanse, it's a shorter cooldown than some of these other summoner spells, only 210 seconds, so just 3.5 minutes, and it removes all crowd control. That could be the charm from Arya, it could be the W, it could be the the W from Viego, it could be the ultimate. All of these champions from the side of WLS have CC, so I want to see how we can use this cleanse. The other thing I noticed at the scoreboard, look at that little yellow mark under Iconic Ascendance's name there at the very top of the board. I'm seeing that filled in, meaning they got game 1, and if they win this game, they're going right to playoffs here. So that's the other thing I'm noticing about the scoreboard really to start this game off is this could completely not only give them a ticket into playoffs, but also give WLS Chazz It Up their first and only loss of this regular season.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure that's something WLS do not want on their record. They want to be undefeated, just like their counterpart in Group A, Dorado Gaming Zeta, who also just went undefeated with a perfect split tonight. They beat CBS 2-0. WLS will not have the favor of doing that as we see the Ignite coming out from Super Yacht here, but the bola there does go wide, and Super Yacht will not be able to take down Wild Terry. Both junglers are here to smell blood in the water. Wild Terry getting the shielding here as Birdo gets the stun first blood for the jungler of WLS here. We'll flash forward on Zohair as the seismic shove goes wide. Zohair messes up the flash, and Zohair is down. Double kill for Birdo here. Oh man, WLS playing that so thinly on the line there, and it's a complete collapse for Iconic as you see this replay here.
Yeah, Wild Terry had the push, had the wave crashing, but look, misses the last undertow sidestep from Super Yacht, and is such a bummer, and immediately this gives Birdo the go-ahead to just jump right onto Zohair. That is not where you get a flash the wall from, buddy, unfortunately. That goes a little bit bad to worse, unfortunately, for Iconic, but the fight's not over. Now 2v2 bot side.
Fight is not over. Sober will knock the Alistar away. Karaoke Machine will more than likely have to burn his flash to stay alive. Sober burns his as well and is able to get out. Both of the bot laners of WLS live to fight another day. Super Yacht using that flail there will get the stun. While Terry chunked down to about half his health, we'll have to use a pot to heal up for a bit.
Yeah, but now with the flashes burning the bot side, these are two characters, the Varus and the Alistar, that are very susceptible to getting ganked because they have no mobility built into their kit inherently. Meaning, without the flashes, this might be the opportunity for Zohair to go bot, but instead he's saying, let's try to recover Wild Terry in the top lane a little bit. So now Karaoke Machine and Solbert can play more aggressively bot lane, knowing that the jungler is top side.
Yeah, and look at the level difference already between Super Yacht and Wild Terry. Super Yacht level 5, Wild Terry level 3. That double kill and the experience that Super Yacht got from earlier really helping him out. Wild Terry has caught up now a little bit. Super Yacht playing this very dangerously. Will use the Arctic Assault to dash away. Birdo is waiting in the wings of the river, but that was very close for Super Yacht here as Snip My Dipper and Itchy Rat are trading back and forth here with Karaoke Machine. Karaoke Machine walking forward. Remember, he has no flash and his mana is practically empty here. He's gonna have to be very careful to make sure Itchy Rat does not find a hook.
Yeah, and I want to name that Zohair spent a lot of resources on the second gank, or his third gank now, topside this game. It's only 5.5 minutes. It means that his sequencing is a little bit strange, but he is sequencing down to the bot side. There is a dragon, and there is pressure in the bot lane for Iconic Ascendance. So I want to see if they can convert this into a dragon. We already see a pretty big CS lead mounting for Snip My Dipper as well. And the bot lane here, 42-29, gives him quite a good advantage. And with this wave crashing, if they choose to crash the cannon wave, it gives them a timer for the dragon. Zohair is going to be down here. They could also reset, but I want to see if Iconic converts this into a dragon play on this double crash wave.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, as Iconic do currently have priority in the mid lane, in the bottom lane as well. Zohair is in the river, but now Birdo is here. He was working on his Krugs, as we see. Random Capital is trading aggressively with Severed in the mid lane there. Oh, but they know Birdo's around because of the ward. He's not going to see the ward. Oh, and he still didn't scan it, so they know the jungler for WLS is here, but he doesn't know that they know he's there. So he's going to have to play this, or I'm sorry, Iconic can play this as if they're ignorant of Birdo's location, but at least ping it on the map for them, so that way they're aware. Permafrost connects from Super Yacht, while Cherry trading back and forth. And so far, Zohair is just going to pass towards his blue buff, and maybe they'll look for this Drake when HHZ and Snip My Dipper return.
Yep, it is going to give them the reset there. Unfortunately, not a successful gank. I thought it might have had an opportunity there. And if we can get the scoreboard refreshed, we can see where the CS numbers are as well. Because after that reset, we see that the Sheen is completed for Snip, and now Ichirat already moving out of the bot lane. We see that Solbert pathing back towards bot, but maybe is dovetailing a little bit. And these are those roaming supports. Maybe find each other for some supportal combat. But in the meantime, it just means that Ichirat will help establish some of this jungle control in the bot side river, maybe setting up for a dragon play. And now while Terry's level 6, that gives him an unstoppable onslaught, really try to fight it. A Ragnarok.
Terry level 6, Severed with the Spirit Unbound here.
Oh, Sober's there!
Get knocked up by Snowbird, though. Random Capitals will be able to thank his support for the assistance that was given.
Yeah, so just the headbutt pulverized from Solbert. However, we see these question mark pings going down. It is dark for WLS. Chazz it up there in the bot lane. Birdo has decided to give the dragon now. While
Terry gets your picture rolls wide, Ragnarok connects, and the Olaf is down.
Oh, great counterplay on the opposite side of the map, and felt like Terry was kind of in a tough situation there because that was a big crashing wave. And even with the Ragnarok, was not able to survive the damage that Birdo and Super Yacht got down onto him. Now without a teleport and another crashing wave and already a pretty big CS deficit, this is where if I have my top laner on my team, he's saying, all right, this is a go next angle. But Iconic's got to stay in this game, knowing that this win could net them.
Ooh, the flash, but the flash from Karaoke Machine, seismic shove backward. The root does connect. Zohair has been ignited and burned down. Zohair is down. Karaoke Machine and Sober, are they going to look for more? Currently not so. The minion wave is pretty big. I don't think they want to run through these minions to just chase another kill. But they will be happy with their takedown on the Iconic jungler.
Yeah, and something to name about Zohair there, it felt like he shorted his ultimate, but remember that the Talia at level 6, when she has her first Reaver's Wall, it's only 1,300 units long. Oh, Birdo's mid, no time for
Birdo and
stats.
Severed as the Fate Sealed flash as well. Flash from Heartbreaker, but Severed goes down. WLS, once again, Llama, this is the aggressiveness that I talked about that this team displays early in the game as the Pulverize from Solbert connects. The hook connects as well. Karaoke Machine pressing forward aggressively. He wants to kill this Ezreal, and he will be able to do so. And this goes down as well. This is a double kill for the bot lane. WLS, a killer piece on each of their champions. Birdo is now here to assist Super Yacht. Alte might have been off more than he can chew. He's running away. The flail does not connect, but they're still looking for it. Arctic Assault, Permafrost connects. Birdo is on a rampage while Terry goes down. WLS is 8-0 currently with a 5k gold lead in their favor against Iconic Ascendance.
This is not the spot you want to be in if you are Iconic Ascendance. Not only is it 8k gold lead, kills are spread out on every member of WLS. This is not just one player or one position taking over this game. It was a 2v2 double kill. Bot lane killing both of Itchy Rat and Snip My Dipper. It was a kill on the mid lane as well with the support of Birdo. And the top lane, Birdo has impacted Super Yacht as well, shutting down Wild Terry a third time. Everyone on Iconic Ascendance has at least one death on their scoreboard, no kills to their name, and going into this 11-minute mark, second dragon 2.5 minutes, they are comfortably in the lead if you are WLS Chazz it up. With that 5,000 gold lead nearly, this is an amazing spot for them in the second game.
Absolutely, an amazing spot for WLS indeed. As I know, once again, we've said it quite a few times, Glacial Prison, however, connects. Ragnarok has not been used. Ignite, Flail goes wide, though. Super Yacht still doing quite a bit of damage on her fellow. Bro, you're already in here. And the Flail connects this time. Permafrost will be proc, but Ragnarok just ignores it. Super Yacht more than likely going to go down. That Undertow will take down the top laner of WLS.
Yeah, that's a great return kill there for Terry. It looked a little bit spooky, and he is fighting down to the last slivers of health in this matchup. With the Ignite disadvantage for Terry, he is the Ghost. It's hard to not have that combat summoner spell. Is still able to pick up the kill and has recovered a lot of the CS deficit that he had. So props to Terry to crash this next wave in as well, get a reset, and tie back up the farm. The gold is not there yet, but a great recovery in the top lane from Terry on his own to be able to recover that lane.
Absolutely great recovery from Terry indeed, as he was currently 0-3-0, now getting a kill in his favor on his scoreboard there, getting some gold into his pocket. And speaking of gold, speaking of gold, if we just can take a look at the gold currently on our respective champions here, the gold in the top lanes, I'd say just about even, you know, man, it's 500, so I don't think that's too big of a difference right now. But if you look at the jungle, though, Birdo compared to Zohair, that is a substantial amount of gold lead. 1,500 in favor of Birdo currently, as the Firefox, or Foxfire Charm connects from random capitals, and he will just poke down Severed a bit more. Moving down on that gold once again, mid lane also ahead, as well as the bot lane. So we know where the gold is on the side of WLS right now. Hopefully they can continue to snowball the gold in those champions as they progress forward in this game. Now, flash forward from Karaoke Machine, flash forward from Itchy Rat, Chain of Corruption goes wide, the Seismic Shot knocks down the Bears, and he will go down, but Birdo and Sober are still alive. They're looking for the Nautilus. They will be able to get it. Birdo is unstoppable. Zohair is still here, will get the shove on Sober, who flashes away. Zohair goes down. Snip My Dipper is all that's left. Random capitals, will he go for it? He does. The answer is yes. The Charm connects, will cleanse away. Spirit Rush away as well from the tower. And that will be all. 2 for 1 in favor of WLS.
Yeah, these kills are still going in their favor in these trades. Wild Terry might be caught topside, but does have the Ragnarok. Will he chase it out?
Prison. Okay.
No man on Super Yacht. Maybe he's the one in trouble. The Ghost is used.
Ignite. Undertow. One more auto. There it is.
Terry perfectly baiting that out. Well played from him. Yeah, that bot lane play, it looked like Zohair was just waiting in the wings.
Yeah, as Severed there, using the Fate Seal, did not do as much damage as he thought it could have. And now we have ourselves an entire bonanza in the river here. The Yone goes down. Itchy Rat is next. There are 4 members of WLS just stomping Iconic Ascendance in the river here. I was gonna say something else.
I think stomping is accurate and appropriate. Yeah, it felt like that was a fight that Severed chose to look for, and it kind of backfired. I think there's a little bit of tilt maybe kicking in at this point. A couple things to name. Zohair is just hitting level 9. That is where Talia starts to do damage. Talia needs level 9 to max out her threaded volley and start to really get these damage numbers up onto some of these squishy members. Unfortunately, she was ganking way before that. She was ganking when she had a lost chapter compared to Birdo's completed Divine Sunderer. So there was not nearly the same damage being tossed out. Now already a 1,000 gold shutdown that Birdo's got here is moving on to 1.5 items. And it's not a good place to be at. So Uchi needs to influence the map somewhere else. He's already top.
Super has been playing this lane very aggressive. You wouldn't think he's down 2 and 3 and has given this Olaf 2 kills yet.
Yeah. Yeah, it's able to just keep the pressure off, though. Super Yacht is okay trading his health bar if it means that it keeps Birdo safe on the objective. Birdo wants to keep accelerating this game and will always be looking aggressively now. I'm surprised to see the Divine Thunderer. We talked about that in pregame in the first game when Zohair was piloting it, but Divine keeps getting nerfs, and I think that Viego probably has better mythics. I think Kraken Slayer or even the Trinity Force are both better options for Viego at this point. They're less tank, but they are way more sustained. However, hey, I'm not going to complain with a guy like Birdo who's already got 1,000 gold shutdown at 16 minutes.
Arctic Assault, Flail hits, Permafrost connects, Ragnarok has been procced now. So Olaf will be nullifying any CC, but that is a good cooldown that he now no longer has for at least the next minute or so. As, the Glacial Prison goes wide, and they almost catch out here. I think they're going to take Ichira instead. Heartbreaker connects. Birdo is legendary. 8-0-2 on this Viego so far. He's pulling off a Michael Jordan-esque performance currently. And this is just going from bad to worse, I think. I think they're going to look for Wild Terry here. Yep, that is the answer. Soulbird using that ultimate there. Reduced damage, and Ulster almost gets out severed. Will we looking to get something here in Retribution, as Birdo will still be putting on this carry performance. Super Yacht gets the kill, taking down Severed. Now Random Capitals just teleported instead, and they will just be able to get the 3-0 kill in the top lane. WLS are just outplaying everything Iconic Ascendance throw at them currently.
Yeah, they have great responses to anything that Iconic Ascendance is trying, and another teleport here. They are not done with this push. An absolutely massive play again in their favor. Soulbird, the only one to fall even after popping the Unbreakable Will. There is still 1,400 health on this. Is this Shelly now? And if Shelly gets this last charge, will not get it. It's still 2 towers on the top side. It's 3 kills for the trade of 1. It is now a legendary Birdo. It is.
I saw that Birdo.
Yeah. He's legendary, but he's not pixel perfect all the time. He can also get juked by the Scuttle Crab. So that's a little embarrassing. But he has 2,700 gold in his name. He's going to have more before he even gets the reset off. This guy's going to be finishing his Blade of the Ruined King, which is actually the sword that Viego is holding. So very namesake for him. And I kind of expect to see whether Divine Thunderer, or if he's feeling himself, maybe he goes for the Wit's End and just tries to keep shredding down. We'll see what he opts for here on this reset. But lots of gold in his pocket. Keep an eye on what that
Llama, my question for you while we have some downtime currently is, what is the percentage that Iconic Ascendance can get back into this game right now? Because to me, it's not looking that good.
No, the percentage as a number is probably less than 20.
Glacial, oh man. Snip My Dipper. Super Yacht was a bit late on that Arctic Assault, and Snip My Dipper was also a bit late on that cleanse. But by both of them being late on their next action actually worked out in the Ezreal's favor.
Yeah, it did mean you had to use the cleanse, and again, it's 3.5 minute cooldown, so he will not have it for the dragon spawn. When Baron spawns, 20 minutes will also not be up. So, but I'm giving them a 20% chance, depending on how they play. I think, if this is a perfect game, Zohair still level 10, doesn't have level 2.
Zohair, Everfrost connects, Seismic Shove as well, while Terry and Sejuani are in combat, and we're going to have more combat in the river here. Karaoke Machine is walking up. Keep your eyes as the Bezreal Varus is poking down the members here of Iconic Ascendance. They are already down. Super Yacht still lives. Olaf and Talia could not take down the Fjordan with the boar here. Meanwhile, Birdo was taking the Drake by himself. So literally, there were 2 fights going on the map while their jungler wasn't even here, and it doesn't even matter. That just shows you how much more far ahead WLS are right now in this game against Iconic Ascendance.
Yeah, I think calling them fights at this point is being generous, Redakted.
Are they bullying? Is it bullying?
Like slaughters. I don't know if there's much fighting back happening. from the side of Iconic. It feels like every play they try to take, they just don't have the damage. They are outstatted at this point in the game with over a 10,000 gold lead, even 20 minutes in. That is bad. The percentage is quickly shrinking. The way back in is to stop the bleeding. The siege from the side of WLS is less than ideal. They have 2 range characters and 3 melee characters, meaning to hit these towers, you have an Ahri and you have a Varus. Unless they can hard force under towers and go for these dives under inhibs, it feels like it might be possible for some of this poke and zone control from Iconic Ascendance to be able to ward them off just a little bit.
And however, you know, Llama, I'm just Sober Brain gets flash as the Pulverize goes wide. So here, working on this. Oh, the Glacial Prison does not connect. Seismic Shove away. Iconic Ascendance are trying to retreat, but Super Yacht and Sober will not let them flash. Pulverize does connect, and Super Yacht on a rampage. Itchy Rat goes down. I think they're going to look for the Baron here next, possibly.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right with that.
Llama, what I wanted to say prior to that fight was, I'm just thinking to myself, and I know, at least for sure, ROTM, X-Craze, and Lost in Rotation on the Crow Stars team are definitely laughing all the way to the bank right now because they got a 2-0 win for free against the Army, who just forfeited their match. So all they need is WLS to win this match and the next one, and they're in the playoffs. They don't even have to fight for it. And so here's almost takes the Baron. Nasher will not be able to. Birdo does not let the smite get the best of him this time, and he just slays the Ezreal. Double kill for Birdo. Random Capitals on a rampage as well. The WLS are going to look for this mid lane inhibitor turret.
Yeah, and I think, again, this is just tilted comms at this point. There could have been an angle where just O'Hare is looking for the steal, but instead, Snip My Dipper also goes down, Terry also goes down, Itchy Rat has to escape with his life, it might go down in the mid lane, and it just felt like the steals were not an option. There goes Itchy Rat, and now spawns are desynced. We see that Snip My Dipper will be up in 5, O'Hare spawning now. This could be the end of the game right here, Redakted, but looks like they're going to back off and just take more of this.
Yeah, I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna look bot now as Subiya is prepping that wave and whatnot. But Subiya needs to be careful. His team has backed up, but Birdo is here and pretty strong. Permashot connects. The unbounded Soul Yone goes down. Zohair is next. Subiya taking up this turret. Birdo with the Heartbreaker there, almost able to take out the Talia, but will not be able to with the stasis there. While Terry using that undertow, trying to get the slow. Sejuani will be able to dash away. Terry's trying for it though. Terry not able to find anything here, as the Buried Empowered minions are just causing so much chaos in the lane here. And Random Capitals and the rest of WLS are now going to push down this bot lane turret here because minions in the mid lane are working on those Nexus turrets.
Yep, and the best that Snip My Dipper can do at this point is just sit back and take what he can, because this force is going to be unrelenting. The Baron is up for a while for them still. It looks like it is only at, let's take a look, just about 2/3 done. So they still got another minute or so with that purple worm buff surrounding them. That's right around the dragon spawning. It would be their second Infernal Dragon. Not that they need the extra gold at this point. They can kind of just plow through any defenses that Iconic throw up. So maybe they're saying, hey, let's try to sit and scale. But anytime that there is a WLS Chazz member on your team, you're probably going to be dying, and Super Yacht will be fine to walk away.
Fate, Soul Unbound, Fate Sealed, Sejuani barely hurt, but the hook connects. Itchy Rat with the flash, and they're going to take down this Ferryolian with the board. The answer is yes. They give the kill over to Wild Terry, who now has that shutdown gold. Flash, not Flash Pulverize, but Pulverize, headbutt Pulverize from Sobert here, Onzo here, who's able to just slide away and ensure that no further harass comes out from this Alistar. But Karaoke Machine and the rest of WLS are now working on this bot inhibitor, Nexus inhibitor turret. Birdo is here, lurking in the shadows. Random Capitals goes forward. The Everfrost connects, but the charm does not. Turret goes down. WLS are looking for more. The answer is yes. Karaoke Machine, Birdo are all strong. Birdo with that GA. Karaoke Machine takes down Itchy Rat. They are ducking and diving as IA are trying to do their best roleplay of tower defense here. Ichirat and Zohair already down. WLS will get this inhibitor here, and they will back off for now. IA staring at the dredges of their base and wondering what else can they do to potentially get back into this game. But honestly, at this point, I don't know if there's much left. That is a substantial gold lead there, Llama, as WLS will get this Inferno Drake here.
You're exactly right. That's that second Infernal Dragon over to WLS. Chazz it up. The gold advantage has just continued to expand, and they're trying to do tower defense, but the only balloons is the gold lead for Chazz it up. It feels like there's no other chance left. Maybe you're looking at the next game. I think we're going to see Viego being a high prio pick. Both Birdo and Zohair have both had pretty amazing games on it. And now, oh my god, Super Yacht just walks in, yoinks the Grom, and walks away. I was surprised to see Super Yacht going down. It did cost Ichirat's flash. Solbert, after his flash misplay, has his backup, but Ichirat still has the Hex Flash
Bishop Prison connects, cleanse from Snip My Dipper, and the Arcane Shift as well. He will be able to get out. Okay.
Yeah.
That was scary.
That was scary. Ichirat does not have his flash, just the Hex Tech Flash Traption. Will have to run away here.
Will not be able to shift anywhere. They're going to give that kill over to Birdo. He is legendary. 12-0-7 on this Viego. 700 gold bounty. This is a slaughter.
Mm-hmm. Yep. This is a 14,000 gold lead at 26 minutes. The tower defense is looking a little bit doomed. They're running right.
You know how much of a slaughter it is? Is that WLS are having so much fun. They use the blast cone plant right into the enemy base here, but have they bitten off more than they can chew as they are on the retreat while Terry getting a lot of damage done down. Random Capitals and Karaoke Machine are still alive, so that was a lie. As we see Random Capitals here trying to take down the Ezreal. Oh, Ezreal!
Yikes.
Whoa! Birdo putting on a god-like performance.
Oh.
God King Birdo. He goes down the... What?
Actually,
hold on. Are they trolling? Are they trolling? Oh no. Are they gonna get this game here? Karaoke Machine is still alive. He's working on the Nexus on the Nexus itself. I don't know if they're gonna be able to get it, Llama.
No, they might not be exhaust. Oh, there's one more.
Okay, so here's still alive. Karaoke Machine. Oh, they're fishing for kills. Okay, it's just BM. They're fishing for kills. Yeah. WLS will take game 2, and we are going to a game 3. Oh boy.
That one looked a little bit more like I expected to see from WLS. Chazz it up. Again, these are our Group B undefeated series score team at this point on our last week of regular season. And that's the kind of performance I wanted to see from a top tier team. It just felt start to finish, Birdo's in the right spot. All the other lanes got their own solo advantages. No members of Iconic Ascendance were able to make any footholdings come true in that game. And it just resulted in a 27-minute slaughter, 31-9. But there's more League of Legends to play. This series isn't over yet, Redakted.
I know. There is one more game coming up, Llama, and honestly, I'm very excited for it, but I'm also nervous because this will be the last game of this series, right? And for WLS, there's no implications if they lose. Like, it doesn't matter. You know, they're still good. But for Iconic, this is literally their playoff lives here. So they are. I know. I don't want to say stress is high, but I'm sure there is some stress in the voice chat right now, in the comms, because literally, like, this is it. If you don't win this, that's it. There's no further games for you. You don't get to your chance to win the prize pool. That's it. So Iconic Ascendants are gonna have to try and regroup, regain their mentals too, because this was a stomp. Like, some people don't come back and reset their mentals after a game like this.
No, and I'm getting some PTSD from our Wednesday match against Omega as well, where we did really well game 1, got the dub, and then game 2 got slaughtered, and then going into game 3, it's like, well, now what, right? So, exactly. Hey, I mean, I'm seeing that. I am hoping they can reverse the curse that we had and see if Iconic Ascendants can take home this next game, because that'd be the series and the playoff hopes.
Correct, but we'll cut to a short break as we prepare for game 3. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss the season finale of Iconic Ascendants against WLS. Chat it up. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, as we are into picking bands for Game 3. Iconic Ascendance against WLS Chazz it up. And I'm seeing some banter in the lobby chat here. But Yumi and Silas currently banned on both sides, respectively, with the NAR ban coming out for IA here. I wonder who will be banned next for the side of WLS. If we look at some previous ban patterns, it might be the Senna or the Seraphine.
Senna, Seraphine, Yumi. It could be a Viego as well. I wouldn't put it past either of these teams banning a Viego. It'd probably be Chazz it up having to ban it on their third ban because it would mean that Zohair can pick it up as a first pick. And this is the game that decides the fates of these teams, I guess, especially
and another team.
Oh, and another team, right? This isn't just this team. You know, if you're sitting in the sidelines, if you're Rise of the Middle Six Crow or Turn of the Middle Six Crow, you know, oh, is that them just waiting for this game to finish? It's going to be interesting to see what happens. But this is the game where there is everything to gain and nothing to lose for Iconic Ascendance. If they lose this game, they are going home. If they win this game, they get into playoffs and postseason. So I want to see pick and ban reflecting that. Let's see those boxing gloves coming off. When your tournament lives are on the line, what are you picking? What are you drafting? This is where you can show, are you a top contending team or not? And I want to see what kind of throw it all out. Do we go out, you know, something totally different left field to take home a dub? Or are we going to comfort picks only? Pick it for me. The Viego is up. Are they going to say, Zohair, let's lock it in B1, just like we saw Chazz it up do last game? Or do they have a different plan? I'm excited to see what they might try to do in this very last game of the night.
As Iconic banned the Senna there for their third last ban, and Chazz it up banning the Zeri, which is interesting. I mean, yes, there is still a very strong pick, do not get me wrong, but the Yumi was already banned, so them banning the Zeri as well as their last ban is interesting. But I mean, yes, we did see Snip My Dipper. We I believe on Zeri in game 1. Yeah. So Zeri's still a pretty strong pick, regardless if she does not have the Yumi. So I can't fault them for banning it. And WLS already hovering the Viego again. I'm pretty sure they want Birdo to pilot that champion once again. I wonder if they'll lock in the Sejuani as well, because despite the fact that Super Yacht was very aggressive on the board, the procs to get the permafrost down that much quicker was very effective for the side of WLS. Yes. That CC was very effective.
And Iconic Ascendance is saying they're okay with this matchup again. Again, to diagnose what happened in that jungle matchup, Talia was on the map way too much pre-level 9. Talia, especially if it's a jungle champion, needs to farm early game. Cannot match Viego. We saw the disastrous level 3 topside go terribly wrong for Iconic Ascendance. That started that snowball rolling. And now, because they've locked it again, and given the exact same jungle matchup, I need to see that Zohair knows how to play this matchup. Felt like it was really misplayed. It was matching the pathing from Viego, was always at the same place, and Viego's going to win those 2v2s and 3v3s all the time. But now we're seeing some variety. Chazz it up with the 2 picks we saw last game. They said, if it ain't broke, I'm not trying to fix it. Meanwhile, Iconic Ascendance is saying, we're going to pick up the Victor for the mid lane, give us some late game team fighting power. Doesn't have the Vigar yet from game 1, but the utilities coming from Ashe. Now, this means that the Snip My Dipper will be picking up the Ashe. This will be his 3rd unique champion in the 3 games that he's been playing. And that's the utility in the single target lockdown. That might be enough to burst through some of these members of Chazz it up. We'll see what their response is. I'm expecting to see a marksman picked up as well for them.
Oh, but instead, and there it is. Come on, do it. Give it to me.
It's the run back. They're saying, hey, nothing's wrong with that draft last time. We had Viego, Ari, Sejuani topside. This game, we're going to pick Viego, Ari, and Sejuani topside. Okay, so
this time though, they did pick the Sejuani early, because last time they picked it at B4. This time they picked it at B3, or I'm sorry, R3. So I'm sure there was some fear that it might be banned from them in the second round, so they're okay with Karaoke Machine playing a different AD carry this time, and they'd rather have that melee CC synergy. with the Sejuani Viego combo.
And it does free up some opportunity for the bot side. We felt like that was the lane in the last game that had less of an impact from WLS Chazz It Up. They did play just fine. I don't think there's anything to really critique Solbert and Karaoke Machine for in that second game, but it didn't have nearly the same impact that the top side of the map had. Lulu's going to be banned away, so WLS Chazz It Up cannot pick that. And I wonder if they're going to give them just the run back comp. Are they going to give them the Varus as well as the Alistar, or are they going to ban one of those two away? Meanwhile, you get a ban.
I mean, you said it yourself, Llama. Though, if WLS didn't really, their bot lane didn't really feel as effective or dangerous, I mean, sure, they harassed the bot lane of IA quite a bit, but it didn't really feel like those were the champions that took over the game. I don't see a reason why you would ban the Varus or the Alistar. And IA is right, as they are hovering the Braum, actually.
Now, I want to see a Taric. I want to see WLS Chazz It Up pick Taric support. Give it to Solbert. It synergizes so well with auto attacks for Sejuani. And it provides so much utility for a champion like Viego and Ari dip, dash, dodging around these team fights. And if you can't kill someone before that Taric Cosmic Radiance gets off on the team, what is Iconic Ascendance going to be doing? But we'll see what the pick is. Hey, we've seen that one before, eh?
Wait, if they really do the whole same salty run back of their draft, I'm gonna laugh.
Is it even a salty run back if they just destroy that?
I don't even know why I call this. It's not a salty run back because they won, right? But if they do the run back, this is just hilarious to me. But it'll be even more funny if they lose.
Yes. And
that
this is where you need to see if Iconic Ascendance is able to make changes in their draft plan and their execution. The Nautilus, we saw that bot lane again last game. This is something that these are seeing very similar drafts of eerie similarities, especially from Chazz It Up over there. But what can they do differently, right? They need to change things because that last game was not even close. And the biggest place to start is that jungle matchup. Stop Birdo from getting legendary at 20 minutes. You've probably set yourself up better for the mid game. We'll see what this last.
And you don't see it too often, but they're actually saving counter pick for the support, Mr. Solbert. I mean, the name of his team is We Love Solbert Chazz It Up. So, I guess for their last game of the regular season, why not?
Pick the Alistar. Let's see it. Just run the comp back to back. I want to see Taric. That's what I'm hoping to see here as the red pick.
Morgana's not. Ooh, let's make that either. Brand? Is he really gonna go Brand support?
No way.
Okay, no, there it is. Oh boy, these guys.
So the only thing different about Chazz It Up this game is that they're on the opposite side of the map.
And the order of when they drafted the champions.
These champions are verbatim from the last game. If you are just tuning in and you saw last game's draft and you're thinking, wait a minute, guys, they replayed the wrong draft. Nope. These are exactly the same 5 champions that Chazz It Up picked in the last game where they absolutely dunked on Iconic Ascendance in 27 minutes, I think was the final game time there. So time to see what happens here. Sion is going to be the pickup for top lane, playing a tankier scaling boy for Terry. This means that it gives them a little bit more frontline. The damage is going to be coming out now from Victor and Talia. Ashe is the primary physical damage champion that Iconic Ascendance has, which means a lot of magic resistance. And if Ashe isn't able to get strong to shred through someone like Sejuani and Alistar, it might be kind of challenging. So the game plan is what needs to happen in game that needs to look differently. And otherwise, they could be going home. So now's the time to show up, see what you can do. Maybe some level 1
show up, show out, have good mentals, keep your vision accurate as possibly as you can. Make sure you have priority or at least a buddy nearby if you're gonna be in the enemy side of the map. These are things that we've seen both sides be punished for constantly and consistently so far in this 3-game series. And once again, like you said, Llama, it all comes to a close now. It's going to be pretty boring in the top lane. I mean, Sion into a Sedge. So we're not going to see much action coming for... I mean, we'll see them fighting each other, but Actually, you know what? That's a lie. I mean, there's a lot of action regardless of what champions they're fighting. They make it work. I just mean overall, we probably won't see as much action as we will see between the jungle and mid lane, though.
Yeah.
We'll probably see, of course, both of these junglers try to pair up with their respective solo laners to get some kills on the scoreboard as well. I want to say though, Victor or not Victor, I'm sorry, Viego does have a bit more synergy with the Sejuani compared to the
Yes.
Leah with either of the solo laners, just because it is a lot of AP. Sure, there's the knockup, but it's a lot. It's a lot. What's the phrase I'm looking for? You know, you have two AP champions, just trying to burst down another champion early in the game, and it's going to be a little bit more difficult with that Talia Victor.
It really will be. And the damage spread for Iconic Ascendance, these are late game characters, looking at Sion and Victor and even Talia. Not only is their damage spread maybe more one-dimensional.
That's the word, damage spread. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I know kind of exactly what you're looking for there. So their damage spread is one-dimensional, but they don't have the damage output early game. Sejuani, Viego, great early game damage champions, especially when you can
because of the procs too.
For the permafrost. Sejuani. The damage and the CC chain that Ahri and Viego can bring if a charm hits or Viego's W lands as well. And so, unfortunately, it feels like this is kind of a lose gracefully early game for Iconic Ascendance. Again, it has to be counter map. You need to see Talia playing opposite quadrant from Viego. Cannot match these roams early from Birdo. Birdo will win all the 2v2s and 3v3s across the board here. And so if Zohair is able to play on the opposite side of the map, farm up his camps, hit level 9, make proactive, intelligent plays where the Birdo is not, that might give Iconic an opportunity to start getting some advantages because they got the late options. Sion stacks health infinitely. The longer this game goes, the more health he'll have. Victor as well, great late game. Talia does awesome when she hits level 9. So these are some of those key points I want to see from Iconic Ascendance so they can take home the series and they can get into playoffs in CCS Diamond because it's all or nothing right here. So we'll see what happens with the Rift.
Absolutely. All or nothing indeed. As the end is loading, we will be in game in about 2.5 minutes here. And, I just want to say before we cut to a short break, it's been a great cast so far. I'm excited for this last game here, and I hope Iconic Ascendance can pull it out. I know they have some haters on them, particularly ROTM Crowstorm, not wishing for their win, but we'll see what happens here shortly as we cut to a short break. So we'll be right back, and don't go anywhere. You do not want to miss this. Got
begun, and metal shall prevail. For we know what they have done. 5 legends of our realm who sought to follow the path of their dark musings. But they did not know what they had summoned. Pentakill. To these creatures.
Welcome back, everyone, as we are here live for Game 3 of WLS against Iconic Ascendance. On the blue side, it is Iconic Ascendance, and on the red, it is WLS. Looks like, once again, we're just going to have a pretty calm lineup here in the river. Support staring each other down, doing a little taunt and dance before we're going to have the battle of our lives. I like that humble agreement between both teams, you know, no shenanigans. Oh, look at the sad bee.
That's funny. Yeah, hey man, Redakted, don't sound so excited about this game, man. This is come on, it's not that big of a just clinching first here, but this is yeah, this is a big deal. Especially for Iconic and all the teams it affects. Spirit Essence, it sounds like their playoff.
Yeah, I forgot about Spirit Essence. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh man, Rise to the Middle Stick or Return to the Middle Stick's Crowstorm. Their playoffs are on the line. Yeah, this game is getting going here. It's really all ego now for. And it's all in the hands of WLS Chazz it up as if they can win this game again. But again, this is the run back team comp. These are the same 5 champions they just piloted last game, which I think does actually give the side of Iconic a little bit of an advantage because they've seen these champions already.
Actually, no, I think Spirit's out because RTM won.
Okay, RTM won, so that just knocks out Spirit then from contention. So it's just RTM going as that 3rd seed, or if
I don't have my eyes on the actual standings right now, so
I'm not for chat. Feel free to send where it's at because Flavor's wrong. So.
Play was wrong. Our math major statistician was wrong. Who would have thunk?
Who would have thunk? It is level 2 first for bot lane, but just some auto.
But yeah, Llama, before the violence begins, any summoner spells or runes that look interesting to you, as we see junglers pathing both on the top side of the map, so that means we might see them battle over this bot lane scuttle.
Yeah, it is funny. This is actually the first flash we've seen in top lane all series. While Terry has chosen to take the flash, which is typically a standard summoner spell for literally every other lane in the entire game. Terry has chosen to take that, minus that. Pretty standard. Both carries going cleanse this game because of the amount of CC coming out, but ignites are matched, teleports are matched, just the ignite for flash in the top lane. So nothing really catching my eye, but it has been pinged out that there is the cleanse on Ashe, which is a new pickup.
Look at that high-level diamond play. You see that? You see that? Look at that. Letting the cannon do its work and then claiming it later. Making sure the wave is not pushed.
That's the wave manipulation you want to see at this high level. It's pretty crazy here. Ichirat's now in a bad spot. Knocked up.
Ichirat in a bad spot as the knockup connects. Ichirat flashing away. Birdo, I've seen this before. First blood for the WLS jungler. Oh, I have scoreboard bug. Of course I do.
I guess they weren't listening when I said if Birdo's not legendary, you have a better chance mid game.
Snip my dipper. Birdo hit with the hook, as well as cleanse away. Flash from random capitals and another kill for WLS. Seismic shove. Birdo taking 2 tower shots with the Ashe Soul here. Zohair is looking for it. Birdo is dancing all over Zohair, and he will be able to get out. Random Capitalers getting the double kill. Oh boy, 3-0 for WLS currently at this moment, and they now have about a 3K gold lead in their favor.
Yeah, and I want to just say really, really smart pathing from Birdo. He started topside as well, which typically as a jungler, you're starting with, if you're playing red side, you're starting with your bot lane because you can get the blue buff and then look for a 3 camp or something. Flash forward from Terry.
Terry getting the flash. Permafrost connects. What is going on?
I think that tilt is rolling over to this game, and I don't want to say I've been there, but I was here 2 days ago. There's a little bit of just the frustration, trying to make something happen. Really heads up play from Birdo. And again, he started topside, was able to match where Zohair was. I don't know why Ichirat was trying to help out there. And it just feels like 2,500 gold, 5 minutes into the game. Redakted, this is not where you want to be. I thought, like, I've said like a broken record. This is what we said is how you lose the game immediately. Already, like, such a big lead for Birdo. Random Capitals having 2 kills as well as an objective bounty already. 4 players in the mid lane. They're saying we gotta make something happen.
Yeah, 4 players in the mid lane, seismic shove, and Random Capitals goes down. Severed getting the shutdown gold. That's good. You want to get this Victor rolling early because you're going to need him as we get later into this game. Ocean Drake is on the table. Roberto was going to recall, but changed his mind. Now pathing towards his Raptors, it looks like here, though.
Yeah, there is 1 kill on the board for them, so at least there's something happening for them. This double wave is now crashing bot lane, but gratefully Birdo's not in the area, so Snip My Dipper and Ichirat do not need to worry about getting dove. I think it's really a smart play. They have to say, hey, we need to stop bleeding immediately. They over-indexed into that mid lane play just to shut down Random Capitals before he had the Spirit Rush available. I think that was a really well-done decision there. So Hair now in the top lane. Let's see if he can make this happen top as well. Super Yacht taking tower.
As the ultimate wow, Terry there just connect. Super Yacht. That is a kill into the pocket of Zohair. That's what you want to see, because Sion's not going to use that gold early. Let's get this Torlia rolling instead.
Yes, absolutely correct. And then I think that was really wise because Birdo was helping catch the mid wave and get Random Capitals on a back timer.
Random Capitals is here.
Level 5 from Soulburn and Karaoke Machine.
He's walking forward. Remember it, but Charm connects. Snip My Dipper is within 1/8 of his health, and the support has already gone down for Iconic Ascendance. Karaoke Machine is going to be next. Severed has gotten a kill with the gold that he was given earlier. Double kill on this Victor. He's now 3-0-0, 46 CS. Great TP play coming out from the mid laner here of IA.
That's that high-level master tier performance that you want to see out of Severed. Was able to recognize that the dive was happening and had teleport to match Random Capitals in the bot lane. You're right, he has 3 kills now, but Random Capitals also has 3 kills. So there's so much resistance. You know, and we won't look at that part because let's sing the praises of Iconic Ascendance. Just want to shout out in that first game as well on the Vigar. We saw Severed have an amazing performance on that champion as well. And he's the player I want to see being able to take over this game. And I think that's what Iconic thinks as well, because so many resources already going into him, picking up those kills, a great spot. And now, Super Yacht taking some towers, but happy to just farm it away. I'm always getting baited by this top lane fight. These couple of juggernauts just smacking each other back and forth.
Yeah, they definitely do quite a bit of damage. You know, these tank top lanes do a lot more damage than what I thought they would do. And I guess I just haven't played tank or top lane in a very long time, so I forgot what their damage looks like in respect to each other. We see Super Yacht and Birdo here now working on Shelly. There is a ping out though from the side of IA, so I think they might be aware this is going on, but they
just gonna check it right now with the Hawkshot. It does spot it with Hawkshot, but what are they gonna do about it? It just gives Soulhair the green light to start the dragon instead.
Exactly, so they're going to trade neutrals.
Yep. However, I think with the Rift Herald early game, it is actually more valuable at this point because you see the ping's already going into the top lane tower as well. Now that they have the Rift Herald, there's question marks thinking there. They're able to gonna zone Terry off of this entire next wave. They know because of that ping and that ward that was placed from Solbert. They see where it is. Wild Terry is not allowed to step up to this wave, otherwise he would just die. And look at this massive wave Super Yacht had stacked. This is gonna be still coming into him. Gratefully, the whole tower does not, or the whole wave does not die under tower.
You know, I'm very shocked. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very shocked that we're giving all that gold to Sejuani this early in the game.
Yeah, I think it's more trying to shut down Terry from the map here on a double stacked wave. But you're right. That's typically not the character you want to be infusing this gold into. because of that 1100 gold advantage to Super Yacht in the top lane into but as you said, it's a tank versus tank. What's Sejuani going to do with that? You can pick up the Bramble Vest, as she has, so now she's going to be looking toward finishing her mythic item. We're getting some tier 2 boots, but again, as you said, it's not the biggest deal breaker in the world. Mythic is completed, but that's not going to spell doom quite yet for
Birdo. Looking for another gank here, though. Waiting in the wings of the topside river bush. Will not find an angle, so we'll just decide to go get the popcorn chicken. Severed recalling now instead, as we see the bot lane here of WLS. Oh, hold that thought, as Severed getting the death ray there. Putting down random capitals a bit will force him to use one charge of his corrupting potion here, as nothing else will come of it. He was going to recall, is not going to stay in lane, and we see WLS and Iconic bot lane trading back and forth once again.
Yeah, and I do want to name again the early kills that Victor gets helps with his upgrades to upgrade his abilities. However, I have no time for that.
Connects, Weaver's Wall's coming through. Karaoke Machine cleanse too late. They get him. Seismic Shove connects as well. Flash from Zohair, flash from Zohair to ensure that he does not go down. But they already have gotten what they came for, as Super Yacht was a bit late on the TP. And Iconic Ascendance making a great play in the bot lane.
Yeah, well done from them to be able to capitalize on Karaoke Machine not having the flash back up yet. Did have to burn the cleanse. Birdo is down here, but is spotted on a ward, and Zohair should be able to match if they want to do anything crazy. But Snip and Itchy Rat are happy to just take this reset right away instead and leave this next wave to crash. They decide never mind. But they know Birdo was there, they had a ward on it.
Prison connects. They are playing this so... Oh, it connects though with the Heartbreaker damage from Birdo here. And Itchy Rat goes down. Random Capitals is here now. There are pings, though, coming up from the side of IA, with the Spirit Rush still being active. Solbert goes for the dive. Super Yacht and Birdo looking for it as well. Snip My Dipper is down. Birdo getting the Soul of the Ash as Severed. And
Severed might have this one. Does he have enough to flash forward and flash away?
In place. Zohair gets a double kill as Zohair gets the double kill, and they will trade back one for two? Was that two? I lost count.
The respawns were coming in long enough there that both Itchy Rat and Snip My Dipper have respawned. But looks like Birdo's not done.
Birdo is not done. He's going to... He is going to find the kill on the Victor here, and he goes down on the shutdown gold given over to Severed. And so here we'll clean up random capitals as well. 1 for 2 now in favor of IA.
That felt like such an extended fight, and I don't even really know what happened there. I don't know if it's possible to get a replay on that play, because it did feel like it was going both ways there. Originally, I think Itchy Rat kind of griefed it, playing too far forward after Birdo was spotted on a ward bot side. Did go down to the Ignite, ticking away from Super Yacht, or it might have been Solbert's Ignite, I believe, actually. But it meant that there was a follow-up. Severed was able to get down to the bot side, help out with random capitals, and then ultimately the kills are all tied up, still 2,000 gold advantage, but look at that jungle matchup. There was a massive parity in that first game. Zohair, I think maybe, I want to give him some credit for it, but I think maybe just because the overdives from Chazz it up, he's been picking up a lot of kills under tower, which has accelerated him into picking up the Leandries now, and now Karaoke Machine no cleanse.
Oh, there it is. There's that wonderful combo that Ash was drafted for with this Talia. You use the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, you Seismic Shoves, and a lowly Varus up, and you get the kill.
Yeah, and very well done to be able to coordinate that timing as well, knowing you didn't have it there. And now, because they have numbers advantage, they might try to force. However, with the dragon spawning in 10 seconds, that might be their prize if they can just clear out this vision ahead of it.
Oh, definitely. I don't think WLS should contest this at all. Even though Birdo is 3-1-3, you just get this Drake over. You don't have your Varus. It's not worth it. You can just farm up some more gold, put pressure on the map. You already got your tier 1 turret. Now you're working on tier 2. Super Yacht's gonna path away for now. Okay, yeah, gonna path away. And then, yeah, you just try for the next Drake. And it's gonna be an Infernal Soul again here, Llama. BBBLlama. As, oh, the Glacial Prison goes wide, the Everfrost does not. Snip My Dipper did flash. Itchy Rat goes down, so here on the flank, looking for some damage retribution. Not much is going to come out of it, as WLS will now look for this mid-tier 1 turret.
And they will be able to get it here, and I want to say Snip My Dipper had to use the flash to escape. Itchy Rat did not flash the charm, and he is the sacrifice because of it. Sever does a great job bot side being able to take this extra tower, and it's now going to be teleporting to the top side to try to help out the top laner. Maybe they want to take a 2v2, but look at Birdo. Birdo is behind, and no other support is available.
No other support is available, as Birdo will get the kill there on Severed, while Terry now running away. Karaoke Machine and the rest of WLS are looking. There's a knockup. IA are fighting hard, and they will be able to take down Solbert. Karaoke Machine and Random Capitals are left. They're now going to take down the Alistar. Double kill for Zohair. Random Capitals will flash away Reaver's Wall to ensure this Ahri is locked in place. Snip My Dipper, and that will be an ace for Iconic Ascendance here.
And that also means the Herald for them. You already see the pings going down. I'd love to be able to see a replay of that fight if it is possible, because that was a fight that looked doomed from the start. With the teleport from Severed going into the top lane, it felt like that was a 2v3 because Birdo had a great flank angle from around the backside. It does not look like we're going to be able to get a replay of that fight, but just want to say, after the collapse came, it felt like, again, this scrappy team from WLS Chazz It Up will fight it to the death. However, it was their death that was spelled because the collapse, the damage from Snip My Dipper. However, they're not done and they haven't got off the map fast enough. Itchy Rat's going down.
Super Yacht does connect. Itchy Rat is going to go down. Super Yacht, super tanky. The flail does connect and the Nautilus goes down. That will be a kill for the side of WLS here.
Wow, and this is a team that knows how to play tempo, even though they got the Herald there saying, okay, they got to reset now, let's keep chasing them out, and a really good proactive decision-making from Super Yacht to chase all the way out and get the extra kill on Super Yacht. It's not worth the Herald that was picked up for Zohair. However, it is a little bit of a consolation, and now 0-5 on Itchy Rat, the most deaths in this entire game, followed closely by Karaoke Machine for WLS with 4. But not really the spot you want to be in if you're Itchy Rat, because he seems like he's been the sacrificial lamb a number of times here.
Yeah, but Llama, like we said previously, Karaoke Machine, I mean, yes, he is going to be a factor, but he is not the main factor for the side of WLS here. It's going to be Birdo with Random Capitals doing the most damage on this team, or at least the most initial damage that we would like to see on the team. Meanwhile, Zohair is a lot more effective on this Taliyah this time. 6-1 and 7 with a 600 gold bounty. Even Snip My Dipper 4-3 and 4, 300 gold bounty on the Ashe, and that is a Kraken Slayer Ashe, not the Imperial Mandate. So this Ashe is going for the damage, not for the max utility that we have seen her known to be in this current meta here.
And it does mean that her ultimate, her Enchanted Crystal Arrow, is a little bit less damage. However, Wild Terry's going to walk into a Birdo, and if Super Yacht can get there, it might spell disaster, but he will be okay. Yeah, and I like your name of these objective bounties. This was something in the last game with the same team comp from WLS that Iconic Ascendance did not.
Oh, they're looking for it, though. Are they going to agree for this turn? Weaver's Wall has been activated by Zohair. They will catch Super Yacht, who uses the Arctic Assault perhaps a bit too early. Actually, that is a lie as the Ignite comes out. Birdo flash Heartbreakers in. They're trying to take down the jungler for IA. They will be able to do so. The charm from Random Capitals is causing so much chaos in the back lane, but IA is already here with the Chaos Storm from Sever, who is now trying to clean up the rest of WLS. Snip My Dipper within an 1/8 of his health. Out Terry and are looking to flash from Severed. Misses though. Random Capitals able to slink away Birdo as well. Karaoke Machine trying to poke away IA away from this chase, and they will back off for now, but I think they will instead just try to claim this tier 2 bot lane turret here as their auxiliary prize.
Yes, and that was another great fight. That was almost completely turned from Severed. Was able to pick up one. However, that was it. They do get this inner tower like you were naming, and unfortunately there was the objective bounty taken from Taliyah. The advantage of that is it did go to Sejuani, and as we saw with her early gold influx, Sejuani is not going to be the character that's winning or losing the game necessarily for WLS Chazz It Up. So it could have gone to Viego. Berto could have gotten that kill instead. So it's going to be good Dragon as well. A Chain of Crystal Arrow misses.
The arrow goes wide. Super Yacht as well as the Glacial Prison. The bubble does not stun the Sejuani. Random Capital misses, but the charm does not. Itchy Rat is down. Next, Zolbert did proc the ultimate there. Not a lot of damage, as Snip My Dipper and Severed are on the retreat. Zohair doing his best to dissuade Random Capitals from charging forward. The Leandries has burned down the Ari quite a bit, while Terry using the ultimate there. Scion Speedway, I'm not sure if that was the right move. That was a lie, as Solbert is now down. Weaver's Wall will dissuade, will actually root off the Karaoke Machine from his Sejuani there. They take down the AD carry of WLS. IA are playing the game of their lives right now. 2K gold lead in their favor. Soul point for IA.
And that's another incredible team fight from IA. This is the game that they needed. An absolutely massive flank. If we can see a replay of that fight, I would love to see that positioning, because again, it's feeling like these fights are on a knife's edge. Wild Terry in the top lane with the ult coming down bot lane was able to turn that fight. An amazing Weaver's Wall position from Zohair was able to zone them off of any sort of escape that they wanted, and more kills going to their pocket. As you said, the Dragon going into their pocket, and WLS, their downfall might be these over chases in these team fights if they're not able to pick up the kills that they need to turn these tides in their favor. This is not the legendary Viego that we saw in game 2, even though it is the same person piloting the same character, and now this feels like they are on the back foot if you were WLS Chazz It Up. So you need to see if WLS is going to be able to make a team fight around this Baron successful, because otherwise the scaling is coming through. We see 2.5 items completed on Victor. We see 2 items now on Scion with quite a bit of health. And now with resetting 3,600 health now on Scion, these members are getting large. However, here comes the Hex Flash. Oh, but Snip My Dipper does get back in time. But Baron, keep your eyes on Baron, or this sold in 2.5 minutes.
Absolutely. Baron is alive. Inferno Soul in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. We do see WLS here currently just crowding around the mid lane here, getting a lot of pings as they're laying down that vision, though, as they prep for what could be a potential Baron fight from IA. They will send Random Capitals in the top lane to collect some more gold and try and get this Ari to do a lot more damage. I mean, he is fighting the flanks, though. It's just the survivability for Random Capitals that has not been as effective, because IA have drafted a lot more CC into their composition this time, a lot more direct and immediate CC, as a matter of fact, especially with that Ash arrow there that locks somebody down very quickly, and you can fire it literally in a point blank range. So quite particularly when Berto and Random Capitals are on top of you and right in your face.
Yes, and as you said with that point blank Ash arrow, point blank will give you the stun and maybe enough setup for like a Talia seismic shove or something like that. However, the longer it can go, it can stun up to 3.5 seconds. But now just to disengage.
Yeah, Weaver's Wall to dissuade WLS from progressing any further. Berto, though, using the Heartbreakers. Random Capitals does find the flank. Zohair using the stasis to dissuade the Ari from taking him down. They're trying to kill Ichirat in the back line. Super Yacht is alive, but Berto is down. Karaoke Machine, Sober, and Random Capitals will have to retreat, because Wild Terry was able to ward them off. Super Yacht now using the Arctic Assault to dash over the wall, and Super Yacht is down. I think they might just do it. I'm not going to claim it just yet, but IA are on their way to giving WLS their first loss.
Yes, and that was an amazing play once again from Terry.
Yeah,
Terry zoned off 3 members. He should be able to escape here, but absolutely took both the summoners from Karaoke Machine in the bot lane. Was able to buy so much time for his
Karaoke
team.
Machine does not have his mythic yet still.
Yeah, Karaoke Machine is not in a... They opted to go for the Blade of the Ruined King.
Let me make sure that's not a spectator bug.
It is not. It is not. He opted for the Blade of the Ruined King first to try to shred through Scion, but you saw Terry standing in that front line, zoning these members from WLS Chazz It Up, while Severed and Itchy Rat and Zohair were able to do all the damage they needed onto the top side from WLS, giving them the 2 for 2, and now he's caught.
Capitals, the arrow goes wide, but the stasis ensures that Ari lives a little bit longer. She charms the Scion. That's not the target you want to connect with. Glacial Prison does land, but the WLS do not have their support. They're gonna have to give over this Infernal Soul to IA because the minions are walking down their mid lane.
Yeah, they don't have their support. They don't have any dragon, meaning they get the Dragon's Soul for Iconic Ascendance. The Baron is on the table. Not only is it not their support alive right now, this is looking toward a Baron soon. It's not over. It's 25 minutes, only a 5k gold lead, but or a 5 kill lead, less than 2,000 gold. But this is such a better spot. And I think I want to say that Iconic Ascendance did an amazing job in between game 2 and 3, saying what is going to be our game plan, having great adaptations to the same picks from WLS. And it does feel like this game might be in their hands. So a lot of people probably nervously biting their fingernails from Return to the Middlesticks Crowstorm because
yeah, they are. And Karaoke needs his mythic. He needs his mythic bad because at this point now you actually do need the Varus to start doing quite a bit of damage because Birdo and Ari can only do so much here. So they need that third carry to come online.
They do, and he is getting close. If you take a look at Karaoke's gold right now, sitting on 1450 gold at this point in the game. He needs 1300 for the BF
that
sword.
Should be enough for...
Oh, I guess, yeah, he needs a pickaxe in the upgrade, so he should be very close right now. I believe it's like 1350 or something, so should have it, but with the Baron starting...
Super walking around the corner, will dash away while Terry right in his face, daring WLS to walk forward.
He's sitting on 1600 gold. You need to see Karaoke Machine getting off the map. Like you said, needs to get this Mythic. You do see the recall starting to get channeled now, and now I expect to see that the Mythic will be completed. I'm kind of hoping it's going to be a Kraken Slayer.
And it should be a Kraken Slayer. Yep, there it is.
And so at least
I think he's building a Wit's End next, which is actually a good, yeah.
Snip has been sitting on the item for a while, though, so it gives them control over the river now. And look at the space that they're able to take now. Iconic Ascendance is doing a great job at stifling off the vision that we see WLS trying to get. A wave in the mid lane, a wave in the top lane. Both of these are getting cleared out from Iconic Ascendance. This Elder Dragon in 3.5 minutes now. And I want to see how they can pull the trigger. I need to see Iconic Ascendance finding a pick and going for it. And there might be an angle
here. Coming out from Super Yacht, though. Terry was pinging for help. So far, currently, nothing coming of it. As the hook goes wide from Itchy Rat, the decimating smash connects those. Super Yacht able to walk away. Man, this game is getting tense, Llama. You can feel it from both teams. They don't want to make a mistake. They do want a team fight, though, but they want to make sure they try and get it on their terms and not their opponents.
Yeah, Severed and Zohara, the two characters you need to be watching from Iconic Ascendance in these team fights. They're right onto the Baron, and watch what happens in this team fight. It's going to be a collapse, and it might be a 50-50.
Alright, here we go.
5,000 health on the Baron.
Here we go, Llama.
They're trying to force in the fight.
Over channeling the Hex Flags.
They just want to take the fight. However, they back off. Neither team committing to the fight or the objective. Again, it's going to be on Zohara and Severed if they can set up this fight. On the other side, now that the Mythic is completed, I want to see if Karaoke Machine can do damage to the front line, and Random Capitals needs to find a flank with Birdo and Super Yacht to kill off these major AP carries. There's no Zonias or anything for Victor at this point, so he's very susceptible. Just as I say that, a stoppage is completed, as well as the Fiendish Codex, so we'll be on his way to a Zonias, but that gives him 2.5 seconds of stasis. Same effect as a Zonia's Hourglass here, so... that provides more.
Yeah, definitely on his way to his Zonias. Definitely on his way to his Zonias there. As we see Snip My Dipper getting that red buff here, using. Yeah, at this point you want to get all the gold on the super carries, right? Give the gold to the Ashe, give the gold to the Talia and the Victor. They're sending Victor to the top lane to get some more solo XP and more gold as well. 7-2-7 currently for Severed here. He has played this match phenomenally. Birdo was perhaps looking for an assassination on the mid laner there, but he knows his limits. He knows not to push past the river because that is not his territory, not his corridor, and he was not going to get picked off here.
Meanwhile, these juggernauts are just going to keep smacking each other back and forth. Neither is at too much of a risk of going down when it's just the two of them, but they have to be aware of where the other members are. If Terry can pull more than one person into the bot lane, we'll probably see that Iconic Ascendance is going to be able to clean up the Baron, or at least try to attempt it to finish it. However, Super Yacht's at half health, Terry's still full. This might get a little bit scary for Super Yacht, and if he needs to call for help, that will be the time for Iconic to start up the Baron. However, less than a minute until the Elder Dragon as well. That's an objective that neither team can give up. This team fight can still be the decider. Zohair is starting the Baron, though. They have a pink ward on it, so they know that there's no vision, at least immediately. See if they can snuff this out.
Yeah, but there's a pink coming out from the side of WLS. They know that Iconic are on it. They have a control order in there now. Keep your eyes on Birdo and Zohair. These are the two most important members in the team fight. We see Zohair finds the angle, but it goes wide. Sober will have to proc the ultimate. Glacial Prison does connect. Zohair in stasis as Super Yacht and the rest of WLS are just being warded away from their rift. Birdo couldn't even find the angle. He will just retreat as Karaoke Machine and Random Capitalists will retreat to their base as well. And Iconic Ascendants are now walking into the middle of, walking down the mid lane of WLS's base here. They're debating about taking this inhibitor turret. They decide not to because they want the Elder instead.
And once you have that Elder Dragon, not only is it a massive buff, it will also mean that they can force onto the Baron. Because of this extra teamfight power, we saw these two teams who are both very scared. It was won handily by Iconic Ascendance in that team fight because they were able to get on good targets. Even focusing Solbert down, still got the kill there. We're able to get Super Yacht on the back end as well. These are the tanky members of the side of WLS. So with the Elder Dragon, that's a massive execute that they can focus on any member. All you need to do is see Snip My Dipper, run out an Enchanted Crystal Arrow, hitting anyone on the team, and if there's any members of Iconic in the area, that player will die. So I expect to see with the Elder buff, it is temporary, but using this to take Baron away. And look at the damage. There's the hook. They might have
Over has been connected with again. Glacial Prison, though, finds Zohair. They really want to take down the jungler of Onyx. Cranes of Corruption last. Birdo is looking for the jungle. Zohair is down. Birdo is still alive. Birdo is down. Machine is down as well. Super Yacht goes down. Random Capitals is the only remaining member of WLS, and I think Iconic have possibly done it. They're marching down the mid lane. They're gonna take this inhibitor turret and the inhibitor as well. It might just even be the game.
Yeah, and now Random Capitals has 20 seconds that he has to defend with 3 members still dead. Solbert is spawning in 5, but does not have his ultimate ability. The wave is still here. They don't have a marksman, but they may not need it. Sever doing lots of damage.
Wow, Terry taking up the turret. Itchy Red is here. Random Capitals and Server are going to do the best they can to ensure that they do not take their first serious loss, but it doesn't matter. The RV is already down. Server is going down as well. Iconic Ascendants are going to do it. They're going to deny our TM from getting into the playoffs here. They are going to take the, possibly not actually hold that thought though. Itchy Rat almost taking down the Red Karaoke Machine is using this various damage. Severed though, still alive. Severed takes down Karaoke Machine. It's only the Sejuani left. She's doing the best she can. She's trying to take down this Victor. It's not enough. Severed and Iconic Ascendants will lock their playoff berths in. Severed and Iconic Ascendants will deny ROTM Crowstorm their playoffs berth. Severed and Iconic Ascendants will give WLS their first loss of the regular season.
And they will give us a 3-game banger series, Redacted. That was absolutely insane performances from Iconic. From the first game, they came out of the gate swinging. By game 2, it was faulty, it was tragic, it was quick, it was over. And game 3, they came back. It started out just like game 2 did, and we were fearing for our lives. But they battled hard. We saw that Zohair got the kills that he needed to accelerate into the mid game. That Severed turned out massive in these team fights with the damage he was doing, over 31,000 throughout the game. And this team just took down the undefeated WLS Chazz it up.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. There's nothing more I can say at this point because honestly, I think we just need to we just need to cut to a break and get ready for this interview that we're gonna have with one of the members of Iconic. So we'll be right back as we prepare for that interview. Don't go anywhere; you won't want to miss it.
Heavy metal.
Welcome back, everyone, as we are here with an interview from the iconic Ascendance mid laner, Severed himself. Severed, congratulations on that win and locking in your playoff berth. How do you feel about giving the undefeated WLS team their first loss?
So great. I'm so excited for playoffs.
Did I cut out?
And sorry?
Oh, you're good. Go for it.
I couldn't hear you. I was having some internet issues. Sorry. Go ahead and continue.
My bad. Like I say, I'm really excited to make it to playoffs. This is my first time playing like an amateur league, and yeah.
Man, it felt like you made some of those mid laners look like amateurs. Not only this split, kind of throughout the season. It was kind of an up and out season for you. How do you feel about some of the competition you've had up through this point in this match or through this series? You know, right? You've had some wins and losses. Were there any mid laners that really impressed you, or after going against Random Capitals tonight, any kind of feedback from that matchup as well?
No, not really. I think they're all just okay. I'm the best. No. But yeah, I don't think anyone's that much. But yeah.
No, that's fine. I mean, yeah, you gotta talk your shit, man. You know, you pulled off a really great performance. Of course, with the help of your team, they trusted you to play these carry champions, and you came through. They gave you the resources. But yeah, let's go through the games real quick. We'll start with game one here. You piloting the Vygar there, taking with the draft. Did you at any point feel like that game was out of your control, or were you all confident coming into the series here, particularly with game one?
Against the college matchup, I was like playing really passive, just scaling. And then, you know, they made some hiccups here and there, and I took advantage of that. And later, I got like my Rabadon second item. I started one-shotting everyone. Like they could not walk up. Cage, you know, everything. Spam Frost, Predator as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would say, Random Capitals, he played that matchup pretty decently, but do you agree with me? You can disagree, but do you think his over aggressiveness is what potentially made that game a bit harder for them to, because I believe Llama, they were up at least maybe like 5K
one
at one point.
Yeah, they were up when the game ended. Like it was you guys were down like 8K deficit, and even when the game ended, there's still like a 3K deficit that you guys had when you picked up the dub in game one.
Yeah, I agree. He was really aggressive. I saw that like level 3. It was just like, okay, I'll just play as passive as I can, play on the tower. I'll just farm, right? You know, late game Veigar is like unstoppable pretty much, and that's pretty much what I did. I just farmed, you know, get some picks here and there, and just scaled from there.
What was going into game 3? How do you reset the mental? You know, I'm kind of asking personally for myself after my loss on Wednesday.
You got to ask about game 2.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. That's. Oh well. I mean,
you got to ask about game 2. We got to talk about game 2.
I guess that is kind of part of it, right? Game 2's got to be a little bit demoralizing for you. Like, were you able to, like, even that game, like in the game where you're like, okay, we got next one, or like what's going on in game 2 to like be able to have some kind of massive comeback? We'll talk about it in a sec here. But yeah, what's going on in game 2? How do you kind of keep the mental and the morale up in the comms?
I'll be honest, for me at least, I literally just autopilot after like first 2 deaths. I ran top bot, didn't comp, I just autopiloted it. But third game, I feel like it was the early picks that got me back into like a good mental state, and from there we just like, you know, kept going. Our momentum was like really, you know, boosted.
Yeah, and you know, to piggyback off Llama's question there, I do want to know a little bit more, because I am that, you know, that interviewer. I want that juicy content. Were you guys a little bit tilted after game 2 or during the comms in game 2? How was the team environment during that game? Because that was rough. Like
it was really rough. It was a rough game. We were definitely tilted, but yeah, it's the top level 2 top or level 3. You know, that got us really, really tilted, and from there, like the game was just, you know, tilt until everyone. I think everyone was like a little on tilt from there on. But yeah,
was there anyone in your team, or is it you who gets the team to like reset their mental a bit and, you know, get you all to realize like, hey guys, we still have one more game, we can win this. Like, you know how every team has that voice or that coach that tries to bring the team back together. Who would you say is that for you guys after that game?
I don't know. I feel like everyone just like got back into it. Like no one, I think everyone like realized, okay, we have another game on our belts, right? We got this. We can win this. You know, this is okay. We have one more game. It's winnable, right? And I think we just went off that.
Yeah, awesome. Something else to name is
all right, now we can move on to game 3, Llama.
Well, it's kind of about that too. But you guys played with the sub top this series, right? Like this is Terry's coming in. I don't know like what you've been practicing with him beforehand, but how is that just even trying to adapt to a new player in the top lane role throughout the series? And was that something you were working on ahead of time, or he had some pretty amazing performances? It felt like 3 of those games. I'm kind of curious how that kind of gelled with the team comp.
I agree. Terry did pop off really hard these few games, but I think his synergy with Sohara is pretty good as well already, and it's just that.
Okay, yeah, man, some pretty amazing performances there. So your top lane is very strong. And in game 3, you said you got those early picks. That teleport in the bot lane, I think that netted you another couple of kills. Felt like that was like, okay, Severin can probably carry this one. You know, that was I felt like the point where you were starting to get some advantage. Was there a point in that game that you said, oh, this is definitely winnable?
Oh, yeah. When I got those 2 kills bot, it was definitely winnable. Everyone was just saying play for mid. I was like, okay, I got this. I could carry this. We win.
You got like a 4-man gank level 2 or something there, right? Like Severin, man. You were like, hey, get me ahead and I can make this happen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was I noticed that was definitely the case. My question for you is, when WLS drafted literally the exact same comp, and did you all kind of feel? I know you felt a little. Did you all feel a little bit disrespected? And then is that what made you adjust your comp? Because you know, you picked the Talia, Victor, Ashe first, and then they picked the exact same 3 champions. I mean, granted, the Sejuani and Varus, they swapped. So what was the comms like when you saw those picks coming up, though?
We don't think Viego was the issue. Well, he was only. So what really happened in game 2 is like the fucked up level 3 top, right? That got Viego really ahead. But our team didn't think that Viego was like necessarily the problem. It's just like he got a couple kills top, and then, you know, slow ball there, right? And yeah.
Man, that's kind of what I got. Actually, I don't know if you got anything still lingering, but
oh yeah, this is the last thing I got, and then we can go ahead and close out the show. So Severed and Iconic Ascendance, once again, congratulations for making it into the playoffs. I'm sure you guys are super happy. I don't know about seeding yet. I gotta fill in all the standings and stuff unless somebody else is gonna do it for me. So give me some time. I'll do it tonight though, right after this interview. And then we can probably I'll let Flay and Co figure out the standings and all that stuff. But is there anything you want to say to the fans, to me, and because I do power rankings? Do you think maybe I should place y'all even higher than what I got y'all at? Like, this is your chance to speak to the crowd and speak to everyone else here in the CCS community.
Shout out to my team. Everyone played really well, and I think we should be second on the power rankings for Diamond.
Really? But who do you think is first, though?
Dorado.
Okay.
They're mid. Their mid is good. I'll give them that.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, like I said, there will be a playoff qualifying teams power ranking coming out next week, so stay tuned. Who knows? You might be right. But that's all I have for myself. Llama, thank you so much for joining with me tonight on this cast. Severed, congrats on the win, and congrats to your team once again for making it into the playoffs. I'm sure you guys are really excited. Your playoff journey begins next week, same time, same place. So no break for you though, however. So good luck to y'all. Hope y'all beat whoever you're gonna see on the other side, whether that's Goldfish Gaming or Elementals Frost, because yeah, that's the other team. In the meantime though, everyone else, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We will have more CCS content for you starting on Tuesday with the podcast. Same time, 8 p.m. EST, all the way up to Friday for all of our different leagues. So just tune in for that. In the meantime, though, be safe, stay dangerous, and have fun. See you next time on The Rift. Have a good one. Good night.